Great British love affair with train travel is as old as the railways themselves. From the beating heart of London's metropolis to the majesty of the Scottish Highlands. Connecting coast and countryside with our great cities, the East Coast Line has it all.
Disregard that, it's a glitch.
But it's the people who give life to this railway.
Come on, Frisco, I trust you.
British public are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
The East Coast Line carries 19 million passengers a year on 155 train journeys a day, along almost 1,000 miles of track. East Coast is the largest operator on the line. It runs trains, manages stations, and employs nearly 3,000 staff.
That's all you do it all day.
I'm not playing with you while you're showing off.
The East Coast workforce toils tirelessly.
Handy bags, please.
From driving trains
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
to making breakfasts
Took that much bacon over the years, surprised I haven't turned into a pig.
to controlling the whole train set.
Morning, that's absolutely excellent, Graham.
Keeping everything on track behind the scenes and in public.
I've been standing here for half an hour.
These are the real heroes of the railway. East Coast Trains is a huge operation. Behind the scenes, a dedicated workforce grafts 24/7 to keep everything on track.
We are the unsung heroes of the railway.
And on the front line is an army of devoted ambassadors.
I'll put your suitcase in so you're not standing there for a while.
From whistleblowers to breakfast chefs.
Oh, me bacon.
These guys and gals are the public face of the railway, and they're primed for every eventuality.
Apparently there's some suspicious youths just up around the cycle racks.
Oh, look, your coat's all undone.
Highly trained to deal with the best
If anybody wants the paper, I'll leave it here.
and the worst that we, Joe Public, can throw at them.
If you did this on an airline, you'd get to your destination and you'd be arrested.
It's their job to keep calm and carry on.
They reckon there's a total loss of power, but being a Friday, it couldn't get worse.
Through good times and bad.
That's the last train I'll ever dispatch in my life.
I had one guy who said, "Can I have a poached egg?" And I said, "No, you can't have a poached egg." I says, "Because we've only got omelettes. I do apologise, sir." And he went, "No." He says, "I don't think you understand. Can I have a poached egg?" And I went, "I don't know what you would understand, that I've only got omelettes." And I had to say it quite sternly. And he went, "But really, don't they come from the same place as chicken?" And I went, "Well, they do, but..." I says, "They're not made on a train, so the omelettes are made and then they're brought on, and I regenerate them." And he went, "So you don't do poached eggs?" And I just went, nah, mate, nah.
All aboard the Full English Breakfast Club. Dishing up over 16,000 fry-ups a year are top chef Mark and customer service assistant Karen.
Morning. Did you place an order with the chef this morning? What did you order? Here we go. And for yourself. All right. We're off. Any tomato sauce or brown sauce? Thank you very much. Cheers.
Got a lid. Put the dog on it.
It's 4:20 in the morning. Mark's always very tired at this point, and I'm always very ill. Morning, you all right? We're on the 045 from Newcastle to London King's Cross this morning. We stop at Durham, Darlington, Northallerton, York, Doncaster, Newark, Northgate, Grantham, Peterborough, and then London King's Cross. So 9 stops. 9 stops, yeah. 9 stops. 8 of them we pick up and we do the service from.
East Coast services start at 4:45 a.m., catering for sleep-starved commuters. 16 members of staff rose well before dawn to get this Newcastle to London train up and running.
Coming alive now, coming alive.
Despite the cosy cooking area, Mark still has 5 different breakfast dishes up his sleeve.
Karen, I hate the bits on the rosti, so I just smooth the rosti down. Do you know what I mean?
The conditions may be cramped, but Mark wouldn't want to chef anywhere else.
You've got your bonuses of a fantastic job, and you've got the job security, because you know you refer to the railway as a job for life as well, because you just feel very secure in your job on the railway. Woo! Smoky! This is typical.
This is my toast.
This is Sue toast. Oh, it's lovely, as you can see.
When the heat's on in the kitchen, it's often Karen who keeps an eye on quality control.
Could never ever serve anybody that, could you?
I went to the job centre and they said to me, we've got 2 jobs here. Either one be a butcher or one join the railway. And I thought, well, transport sounds interesting to me. None of my family or relatives have ever been on the railway. I'm the first person in the family to work on the railway, so I'll go for it.
Yes, 47 years after taking that job, JR is now one of the York team's longest-serving members. He's done almost every job at the station. But the thing he loves best is dispatching trains. Over his 5-decade-long career, JR has sent off over 50,000 services.
Anybody for the London, you want to be further down. Further down. Doors up.
Today is a very important day.
8:43.
Because after all those years on the job, JR is retiring.
Hello, Graham.
Is this your last day?
It is. I thought you... Is that for me?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
I wish you all the best.
Oh, you're a big mate of mine. It's all right, Syria.
And one of York's regulars, train spotter Graham, is determined to mark this momentous occasion.
Oh, my God. It's like Christmas all over. Oh, this looks interesting. Let's see what it is. Decanter. Oh, that's nice. Thank you very much, Graham.
Remember and fill it with Scottish whiskey.
I will do now. That's my card. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'll treasure that. Good luck, goodbye from Graham. Train spotter. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I will miss him, but life goes on, doesn't it?
For JR, it's going to be a long and emotional final day. It's hen and stacktastic at Newcastle Station. Until disaster strikes.
They went, there's a total loss of power.
Never happens at the quietest of times.
Spanning the length of Britain, the East Coast Line clocks up 19 million passenger journeys a year. Its staff have seen it all.
I had a lady come into the station and I could see she was like holding her face like this. And her husband ran over and he went, excuse me. I went, what's the problem? Can I help you? He went, my wife's glass eyes popped out. He went, it's on the track. What had happened was her son was going away in the army or something and she'd cried that much that the eye had popped out. We took it back up and I actually helped the lady wash it. She put it back in and I never laughed all the way through, but it wasn't until later on Glenn said to me, you kept your face straight all the way through that. He said, you even washed that glass eye. He went, if that's not going the extra mile, I don't know what is.
Jumping eyeballs are not the only bizarre items the East Coast staff have to contend with.
We've had wooden legs, all sorts in our lost property, blow-up dolls, everything.
At York Station, Julie's been directing trains and playing mum to passengers for 14 years.
What you done? Lost your bag?
Yeah, I've lost all my bags.
Where's your case? Are you just going for a day?
Yeah, I'm off to the Shard Tower.
Oh, look, your coat's all undone. All not right.
Well,
There you go.
I did an emergency toilet from the top.
Julie's duties are wide and varied, and she's used to dealing with the unexpected.
From leaving the children on the platform, people collapsing, injuries, everything. I just love it. Every day is different. You get disruption, and it's just lovely.
Today, it's not so happy Abby who has caused the disruption.
Just to let you know, I'm going to be a bit late because I've been an idiot and dropped my bags down the train line. All right, I'll see you when I can.
Did it just slip out of your hand?
I was an idiot and had my bag on my suitcase and lifted it up to get into the carriage and it just fell down. Nightmare.
It may just be a little handbag, but any item on the track signals major disruption.
Hello, it's Julie Garney. Stop the services coming through platform 3 while I'm on the track. Yes, please. Thank you, bye. Got my high visible vest on, I've got my boots on, trousers. I don't want to go down with a skirt on. Show all my legs.
I'm a hairdresser, so all of my equipment's all in my bag. And I've missed my train now. I'm on my way to do a photo shoot in Sheffield. Such an idiot. I feel really bad.
With an entire track out of service, Julie leaps into action.
There you go. All right.
You're welcome, Abby. That's all part of the service.
All done, and the lady's got her bag back.
Newcastle, a mecca for stag and hen parties. It's the last Friday of the month, payday, and hundreds of revellers are arriving at the station for the start of a big night out. On the platform tonight is Daz, a man who's come across so many crazy costumes he could open a fancy dress shop.
It was last year, the year before, one lost these 2 tiger suits and lost property, and they've been left by obviously some stag party. So me and Mark put these tiger suits on, ran around the station. It was just absolutely funny as hell. Everybody was cracking up laughing. It was me and Collie just running around in these tiger suits. It was a right laugh.
From early afternoon, there are hens aplenty flouncing on and off trains.
You getting married, mate?
And ever alert to the call to action, Banana Man, who's less alert than a superhero should be.
And always wear clean pants, kids, in case you get hit by a car.
I was going to say she'll be a lucky girl, but he wasn't packing much, right?
Daz has been working at Newcastle Station for 12 years, and payday Friday shifts are always the liveliest.
The problems we get with stag and hen parties, we get a lot of delay off trains because what they do is they're obviously just sitting to the very last moment. They hear the announcements on the train, but they're not really paying attention. Then when the train stops, they're like looking out the window and they can see the Newcastle sign and they say, "We're here." All right, girls, we'll have to rush you. had incidents where people have put the windows down and they've actually physically dived out onto the platform because obviously they've realised that it's their station.
What is the train speed?
What the hell are they doing in that?
Daz has his hands full with a station full of party animals. But his shift is about to get a whole lot harder.
Nothing going north at the minute.
90 miles south at East Coast Control Centre, there's high drama. A lightning bolt has hit some of the signals, and this could mean chaos for the network and for Daz.
East Coast Control, Robin speaking. Basically, at about 3 o'clock, there was a thunderstorm south of Berwick. That's knocked out some of the signalling. What we've had to do is cancel trains at Edinburgh and cancel trains at Newcastle to stop sending trains towards the affected area.
They reckon there's a total loss of power, so the next 2 trains I think will make it in, and then we might not have nothing for a while.
Delays are bad at the best of times, but on a busy Friday, they're disastrous. 17 trains an hour, each carrying around 400 passengers, are scheduled to pass through Newcastle today. With the service stalled, disgruntled passengers will not only get stuck on board, thousands could start to pile up on the station platforms.
And you're talking tens of thousands of passengers and pack into the doorways as well. And obviously it's rammed, you've just got a sea of passengers everywhere.
A lot of people going home for the weekend, etc., going away for the weekend. You know, sod's law, but that's the way it is. Never happens at the quietest of times.
Looks like Daz's payday Friday could become the shift from hell. In York, a veteran of the railways, JR, has seen his fair share of crisis management. But today, his shift is not about controlling chaos, it's about saying goodbye.
There's 3 teams on the art station. To me, it's like my family. So I meet them regular. If I want for a drink, I'll see them somewhere. Go around to see them at their house, have a drink with them. Oh yeah, they're all keep friendly. Yeah, always be there, always be my mates.
All the best to you, darling. You take care.
When I left my house this morning, I thought, it's weird. When I come back here at 2 o'clock or whatever, I finished.
That's it.
And this gentleman here is always giving me mints. He looks after me on the sweet department. See you later.
There's one person who means more to him than all the rest. His teammate of 17 years and current boss, Paola.
JR is loved, honestly, by everybody here. He's just always been the same. He comes into work positive, upbeat, always the same, never sad.
Oh, what's that? Forever friends. And we will be. We will be always friends for the rest of our lives, Paola.
Okay.
All right.
Enjoy today.
I know what that one now going up. We changed locks. I'm only joking. Yeah, so, hey, can't go in. Keep him out. They've changed hot locks. He's gone. Change them. That's it.
We do actually change the codes on the door when people leave. But it's that's just what we do as part of process and security, but he'll never be shut out.
As one of Paola's team takes his leave, another new recruit's life on the railway is just beginning.
I was in my previous role as a fishmonger, and one of my customers was Paola, the station manager now, and like what she saw in me, thought I'd be good at the job. I got, you could say, poached. It's a massive change for me, but it's the best decision I've ever made, to be honest.
Paola might have poached Liam away from the salmon, but he's got a lot to prove before he's ready to dispatch trains like JR. At the moment, his main task is station security.
Every hour, I have to do a full lap of the station. So I'm looking for anything suspicious, any hidden packages, all of them platforms, the travel centre, the car parks, the bike racks. I've got to check all that within 1 hour, and I've got to do that every hour for my full shift.
Railway rookie Liam has to be extra specially vigilant.
Apparently there's some suspicious youths just up around the cycle racks. They passed a few minutes ago, drinking. I don't think they were probably old enough to drink, but the police are on their way anyway. I'm pretty sure they've cleared off, but I have to go down this platform anyway, so. And the police have just gone down by the bike racks as well, so just to check that those youths have definitely cleared off, which it appears they have. At random intervals also, the Department for Transport, they will come and they'll test us. They can and quite often do plant something. So last time it was a small black hole doll. They give us 2 hours really to find it. So they're the hide and seek experts really.
Did you find it on that occasion?
The last time, no, I didn't. So I really feel the pressure now to make sure next time they come that I've got to find it. So I think, yeah, if Liam's great at his job, Liam's going to find it. If Liam's on duty, we know we're safe. Yeah, no worries, Pav. I'm on platform 7, but I'll make my way over. Over.
Liam's been called to check a security alert.
I just had a message of some unattended luggage at the front of the station, so this is when I come in useful and earn my money, so I'll have to have a look at that.
The unattended bag could represent a major security threat. Liam is straight on the case.
Let's have a look. Yeah, as predicted, pretty much nothing. Nothing. No, I think we're all clear. Safe to fight another day.
Problems pile up on payday Friday.
And the more build-up of passengers it is, then it becomes really dangerous.
And while the hens make the best of a bad day, it could be game over for the stags.
The only person that caught the last train north was the stag.
It's payday party Friday in Newcastle, and information controller Daz is in the middle of one of the most stressful shifts of his year. Everybody wants to start their weekend, but thousands of passengers are going nowhere fast.
All I can do is ask you to wait a while. There's nothing moving at the moment north of Newcastle.
Okay.
So if you have a seat in the waiting room or on the platforms, and as soon as we know something, we're going to come round, but listen to our announcements as well, yeah?
Okay.
If I have a seat in the waiting room, I have a seat on the platforms, and as soon as we know, we'll let you know.
Right,
listen to our announcements, so madam, okay?
All right, thanks very much.
90 miles south in the central control room is controlled chaos because of an unexpected lightning strike.
45 minutes. Who am I to stop thundering and lightning? I'm afraid, you know, that does happen. The systems short out. And we don't end up with a situation unsafe, and we don't end up with a train heading into an area where there is no signalling at all.
4 trains heading north from King's Cross and 3 trains heading south from Scotland have all been stopped in their tracks.
There's a waiting room and that there if you want to keep warm and that. Okay, as soon as we know, we'll let you know. Cheers, thank you. The hardest thing is obviously the passengers all want to know what's going on. Until I don't know anything, I'll try to listen to that and keep the trains going at the same time as well as everybody talking, so it makes it quite hard.
Over 3,000 passengers are stuck on trains, and the number waiting at Newcastle station is about to hit 1,000. It's up to Daz to keep calm and carry on.
I do believe there's been buses ordered, but we'll obviously have to wait and see what happens in the next half an hour.
It's a good night out. It's a good night out in Newcastle anyway.
A very good night. A party city, yeah? Okay.
Central Control has to take action before the situation gets worse.
Just bear with me. Nicola, November 19's nearly in Newcastle, so that could form Echo 2-1.
The decision is taken to terminate all northbound trains at Newcastle and send them back down south, keeping the service running between Newcastle and London at least.
Right, this is the 1558 to London. You can get on now. Anybody travelling on the 1558?
So for Daz, it's all changed as his northbound trains have just become southbound.
Right, let's get it away, let's get it away. All right, bud. No crew, no buffet crew. I'm not worried about the buffet crew, but we've got a gardener driver that'll do, yeah? Cheers, though, thank you.
With the southbound passengers out of his hair, Daz has still to deal with the northbound passengers stranded on the other platforms. Their trains are still not running, but although many are dressed up with nowhere to go, some have come prepared.
We've got some gin and tins and... The train's delayed, but we're making the most of it.
We're having a hen party on the station.
We're having a platform party. My little sister's getting married, so every guy around is going to be crying their eyes out because this beautiful lady's taken. Well done, Nikki.
Cheers, ladies. If only the lads were as well organised.
We're here on a stag do. 22 people. The only person that caught the last train north was the stag, who's now at Edinburgh Station on his own in a kilt, dressed like Mel Gibson. He looks a state and he's on his own. We're all a bit sad for him. The one rule is that no one leaves the stag alone, and 21 other people left the stag alone. We have completely dropped the ball.
We don't know what to do now. We don't know how to get to Edinburgh. We're completely lost.
You got me.
Rebecca here doesn't know what to do.
Rebecca.
We're
We met
lost.
Rebecca.
So far, Daz has managed to keep a cool head. But as disruption continues, he starts to feel the pressure.
The more trains that come in and terminate, the more passengers we're going to have here. As you can see from them, there's quite a lot of people close to the edges and that, you know. And the more build-up of passengers it is, then it becomes really dangerous, and it's obviously a concern, you know. But being a Friday, it couldn't get worse. It cannot get worse on a Friday.
"270 miles away, down south at King's Cross, self-confessed trolley dolly Jack is preparing for showtime. Jack used to fancy treading the boards, but since starting his job on the railway, he's realised there's no more captive an audience than one trapped on a train.
If I'm there and I'm having fun and I'm talking to the customers, I'm being a bit show busy, I'm having a bit of fun with them, then that makes my day go quicker. If they're then enjoying their journey because I'm being a bit silly, then that makes their journey go a bit quicker. Everyone has a nicer day. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jack Allen, catering crew leader for your journey. I did performing arts when I was in college as an A-level, so I mean, maybe it probably stems from that. For those passengers in standard class who do wish to remain seated, the trolley service is making its way through the train. Yeah, that's my stage. Any teas, coffee, cold drink? Just make sure that's actually the right items, that I haven't charged you for something you've not got. Is that okay? No worries. I'll chuck that away for you if you want. It's not part of the receipt. I just like going through, chatting rubbish to people. I do it to confuse people. I know what I'm doing. Professional me. Any refreshments at all? Oops, sorry. I'm throwing milk at people now. Yeah, sorry, I won't drop that one on you. That'd be really mean of me. It's kind of like manoeuvring a full shopping cart down a moving train. Oops, sorry, is that your bag there, sir? Yes, sorry, that's all right. So this is quite heavy, I don't want to damage anything. Until you get the hang of it, you're constantly crashing into people's seats and nearly running people over, which most people tend not to be too happy about.
And while mastering his trolley act, Jack's bumped into all sorts.
We actually had Prince Philip travelling with sort of 6 or 7 of his security detail who were mildly terrifying. I was very worried that I would get something wrong. I was worried that the train would jolt and I would get coffee everywhere. Luckily, that didn't happen, I did that really awkward and annoying thing that when you're talking to someone, your voice breaks. Sort of, can I get you any coffee, sir? Oh, no.
Eagle-eyed staff might even get to spot their favourite celeb somewhere along the line.
Hugh Grant was trying to get into the toilet, which was closed for painting. So I took my chance, ran up, asked him if he'd like to use the toilet, and took him upstairs to the office. I found myself in the staff kitchen with him. He asked me where the toilet was, and when I went to show him, nothing came out of my mouth because I was so sort of in awe. We have a sign on the back of the toilet door now. Hugh Grant sat here.
It's not just Hollywood stars and royalty who frequent the East Coast line.
We're on the 11 o'clock from King's Cross to Edinburgh, and it stings up there. I think I've got a bit of an eye for it, if I'm honest. It's not that I'm on the lookout, but I usually do pick up pretty quickly if I see someone famous.
Missed him, unfortunately, but Paul McCartney was on station a few weeks ago.
Bobby Robson, a mate had, he's fantastic. He was in when, obviously, before he passed away.
Jeremy Paxman, I used to work at Berg for a while. He was really nice. Big bloke, like really tall bloke, you know, when you get to see people in like real life, you don't realise some of them are either small or some of them are really big, you know.
And some of them are larger than life.
If anybody wants the paper, I'll leave it here. Recycled. Thank you for a lovely journey again.
Bye-bye, Sue.
Next leg of the journey, Skegness! Bye!
Keeping cool with famous faces is one thing. But one VIP who gets everybody hot under the collar is a customer so important they have to go completely incognito. She, who shall not be named or even seen, is what's known as a mystery shopper. Mysterious by name and blurry by nature.
Can I just say something to you? I have no idea.
Today is Bianca, Jack and Beth's turn to be spied on, but they don't even know it.
I'm definitely a people person. As you can probably tell, I can't stop talking. So it's the perfect job for me. I just enjoy it because every day is different. You never meet the same sort of people.
Bianca and I get on well. She talks an awful lot, but then that's Bianca.
They think they could spot an undercover agent a mile off.
Some of them can be sort of obvious. They'll be writing things down. They'll be sitting in certain carriages.
They'll ask for speciality teas.
Yeah. I wouldn't say go the extra mile, but they'll ask you to sort of, can I have a bottle of water? And you say, yeah, no problem, I'll bring that down for you. And as long as you bring it back, they note things like that.
But today, Bianca and Beth's Secret Service radar is way off course.
Yeah, can I have got the apple juice?
Unfortunately, I've only got orange this morning. Orange, okay? Any biscuits for you?
No, thank you.
There you go. Thank you very much.
We had one guy that was on once. We were going to Leeds. He came up from London, got off at Wakefield. We came straight back half an hour later and he got back on again. We were sort of all stood on the train going, I don't think you did much while you were in Wakefield, did you? But most of the time you can't really tell who they are.
So, will their customer service make the grade? Did Bianca and Beth's onboard performance impress the mystery shopper?
They seemed like a really nice team. They worked well together. They worked hard. No, they were good. They were really good. And they were cheerful with it. And they obviously wanted you to enjoy it.
Daz tries to keep his spirits up.
I stink of booze. Somebody will probably complain that I've been drinking.
And JR faces the final curtain.
That's the last train I'll ever dispatch in my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
After 47 years of loyal service, JR is working out his last ever shift. That's got to be worth the party.
Oh my God. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, look at this. My favourite is pork pies. My God. It's fantastic. Oh my God. Oh, it's fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It'll be okay.
I'll be all right.
Right, all the best, John.
We'll see you later on. Thank you. See you later. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my word. See you later on.
But JR's final day is far from over.
Yeah.
He's still got his last ever train to dispatch.
All right. I'm feeling all right, but it's a shame it's going to be my last service to dispatch. Once this goes out of the platform, my last train for the rest of my life, so it's going to be emotional for me. Very upset about it, really.
JR dispatched his first train in 1987, and he's seen off over 30 a day ever since.
That's first stop London, sir. Coach where, sir? E, there it is, just behind you. OK. Here we go, we're in after train. Just watch it out, make sure it's OK. He's passing his on, he must know it's my last train. There she goes. That's it, isn't it, Paula? That's the last train I'll ever dispatch in my life.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, dear faith. A bit sad about that. Anyway, I'll be all right.
Oh.
JR's 47 years of service to the line and to Joe Public is complete. But back at Newcastle, Daz's job is far from over. It's payday and a hen and stag do Friday, and after 2 hours of delays in both directions, the first train from Edinburgh finally arrives. The train needs to be cleaned quickly before it's turned around and sent back down the line, and Daz has drawn the short straw.
Basically what's happened here is the last stag party, like some stag parties do, decide to treat with trains like they're a tip. And it's just disgusting this. I mean, these passengers, there have been 8 passengers, maybe 10 will not be sitting in these seats now. I'm just going to try and get what I can off here just to make it look presentable at least, but I've got no tape. I would normally just tape the seat off. But I mean, look at this, man. It's unacceptable behaviour, isn't it? If you did this on an airline, you'd get to your destination and you'd be arrested. Simple as that, because that's what they do on the airlines, but we have to put up with it. I stink of booze. Somebody will probably complain that I've been drinking. You know what we can do? We'll just have to get it away. I haven't been drinking, mate. I want to eat the day after all that.
And at long last, there's good news from the control centre about the north running trains.
Sierra 20, the 1400 King's Cross Aberdeen's just arrived in platform 2, so that should clear as many northbound passengers as possible. Trains will be running normally between Newcastle and Berwick in a few minutes.
Finally, the whole line is up and running again, and Daz can see light at the end of the tunnel.
The way things are going, by about 7 o'clock, we should have most passengers away by then, you know, so it should be good. We're getting there now. We're getting there slowly but surely. We're starting to get there, yeah.
Trying to get to Edinburgh for a hen-do and the train's here. We've been waiting 2 hours now. 2 hours. 2 hours. The train's here. Yeah.
But there's one final spanner in the works.
This is a 1725, this one.
Stop at Northampton.
No, disregard that.
Okay,
It's a glitch, all right? That's a 1725.
The controller might say yes, but the computer says no.
He's going to try and update it. Somehow the computer thinks it's a different train. I know, it will be. It's a 1725, so I'm getting him to do something about that, okay? Oh, you little man. You all right, mate? I'll just push you to the back there for a couple of seconds, all right, darling? Let me off, because I haven't got a ticket. Believe it or not, and we'll have me for it, yeah? It is, sir, yes, yes. 1725.
After an especially hectic Friday evening shift, no one deserves the relief of a weekend break more than Daz.
We've got everything back to normal. We're really happy everybody's buzzing again. We're about to see the rest of the night out now. And I'll be off for a drink myself tonight. And take my good lady for something to eat and that, yeah? It's payday, you know? You've got to eat on payday.
With happy passengers finally on the move from Newcastle, back in York, there's one last surprise for one of the station's longest-serving staff members.
Oh, tired. Oh, it's a sad day for me. Thank you very much. Oh, it's a sad day. Thank you very much. Cheers, thank you. Oh, I'm upset now. I am happy though. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you all. Thank you. Great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers. I won't forget this as long as I live. Thank you very much. Thank you, Paola.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Come on then.
Great. Thank you.
JR has absolutely loved it. He didn't expect any of the little surprises that we gave him. We've given him a nice send-off and we'll see him. We'll look after him.
See you later. Bye-bye.
The great British love affair with train travel is as old as the railways themselves. From the beating heart of London's metropolis to the majesty of the Scottish Highlands. Connecting coast and countryside with our great cities, the East Coast Line has it all.
Disregard that, it's a glitch.
But it's the people who give life to this railway.
Come on, Frisco, I trust you.
British public are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
The East Coast Line carries 19 million passengers a year on 155 train journeys a day, along almost 1,000 miles of track. East Coast is the largest operator on the line. It runs trains, manages stations, and employs nearly 3,000 staff.
That's all you do it all day.
I'm not playing with you while you're showing
The
off.
East Coast workforce toils tirelessly.
Mandy backs, please.
From driving trains
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
to making breakfasts,
I've cooked that much bacon over the years, surprised I haven't turned into a pig.
to controlling the whole train set.
Morning. That's absolutely excellent, Graham.
Keeping everything on track behind the scenes and in public.
I've been standing here for half an hour.
These are the real heroes of the railway. As the sun sets on a Friday night, the entire East Coast train line switches to weekend mode. The weekdays suited and booted commuters surrender their seats to a diverse mix of travellers more inclined to leisure pursuits. And as the network is taken over by pleasure seekers, East Coast weekend workers face a very different set of issues.
Get older cleaners, there's a load of blood on the top of the stairs.
For 9 months of the year, it's the football season, and tribes of fans crisscrossing the country in search of glory can bring its own challenges.
It's happened again!
East Coast trains carry thousands of fans every year, and with the support of British Transport Police, the company can employ a range of measures to keep everything and everyone in good order.
I won't frisk you. I trust you.
It's the final day of the Premier League football season. At 4 p.m, the country's top teams will all kick off for a final 90 minutes. Today, King's Cross Station will handle thousands of football fans travelling to games in and out of the capital. With serious issues to be resolved at both ends of the table, it's a tense day for footy fans and station staff alike.
You're gone, mate.
It's 9:30 in the morning, and Alan's on duty as station supervisor.
Yankee 2-1's coming in on 2.
Football fans or not, it's his job to keep everything working like clockwork.
So it's a minute early now.
If not, there could be penalties to pay.
When they're green, that means they're running basically to time. When they're yellow, like that one there, that means it's over 10 minutes late. If they go red, that means they're really late. Every day, we have a plan for what train's going to do what when it comes in, what it goes back out. And so far today, it's going to plan. That's basically my role. I need to make sure that happens.
The first supporters to arrive at the station are the Arsenal. They're travelling north from London to watch the Gunners take on Newcastle United.
3-0. 6-0 to the Arsenal, 6-0 to the Arsenal, 6-0.
So you're in coach D, seat 33. It's further down. The letters are on the side of the end of the carriage.
The 10 a.m. departure will take 3 hours to reach Newcastle. Travelling supporters can be a handful, but they're not all as rowdy as you might imagine.
Thank you. Would you like a cup? Yes, I've got some ice. Thank you. Thank you. So where are you travelling to today, sir?
Newcastle.
To Newcastle.
See the Arsenal-Newcastle game.
Oh, brilliant. I haven't had any really bad things with football fans because I think my way of dealing with people, when I come through a carriage and they are like that, they're all drunk, right? You've got to be able to have a way with people because some people would see that and run a mile, couldn't cope with it. Well, if I see that and come through and say, hello fellas, how you doing? You know, you're all right, what you up to, and talk to them, then it's fine, you know. Certainly, of course you can.
So far, so good. Hundreds of good-natured Arsenal fans are en route and on time. But that is just the beginning. Back at King's Cross, staff are gearing up for a potentially difficult day. And the station staff is boasted by a heavy police presence.
the last important game of the season for most teams. This is going to decide the positioning throughout the league.
We like to have a police presence on the station. That's basically a precaution just to make sure that, you know, nothing silly goes on. And it's, you know, keeps everybody happy, keeps non-football people happy, and it also just reminds the football fans that you know, be sensible.
While Arsenal head for an away day in Newcastle, the other big North London team, Tottenham Hotspur, are playing at home. Many of their fans live outside the capital, and thousands will pass through King's Cross on their way to the game.
We'll sing what we want. We'll sing what we want. We'll sing what we want. Tottenham Hotspur, we'll do what we want.
Tottenham are playing Sunderland, and as the East Coast Line is one of the main routes from the northeast to London, thousands of fans from Wearside are also expected to arrive in the station on their way to the same game.
Bravo, Gary to Bravo. Graham, over.
Station manager Gary is the man charged with leading the King's Cross team on one of the most stressful days of the year.
A couple of trolleys. It's got 40 odd people. You need to be quite tolerant of people in general. You need to be able to understand that people are different. I know at King's Cross we've got people from all sorts of backgrounds, cultures and so on. So in dealing with your staff as people, rather than as staff, that's probably the biggest sort of challenge. I'd rather get it ball in now, actually, if we can. I'd rather get it ball in now.
Today, Gary's under pressure. Match days can mean big trouble, and he's taking no chances. He's called in a big police presence, and he's also introduced an alcohol ban.
About 40 or 50 on that one.
From 6:30 today, all services heading to the northeast will be alcohol-free, known as dry trains.
We put these on when there's a chance of antisocial behaviour, particularly from football fans. Today's one of those days, and there's a good chance that we might get some trouble.
Believe it or not, once a ban is in place, nobody will be allowed to even carry any booze, not even in their luggage. That means a full baggage search on the platform. It also means having officers standing by in case anyone thinks they are beyond the law.
I'm pretty sure last time they were down here, the 2000, 21, 22 were all quite busy.
We are here to support the railway company. It's the Railway East Coast that are actually dealing with the enforcement. We are there to support them and purely standing back, and there are powers at which we could use if these people refuse to hand over or they're intoxicated, and we'll have to reject them from the station.
While football fans arrive at their destinations, a fan of an altogether different kind gets up close and personal with a railway legend.
There we go, we've got people waving at you there, look.
It's noon on the last day of the Premier League football season. In a few hours, all the country's top teams will be in action, including Arsenal, whose travelling fans are on their way to see their team play in Newcastle.
Someone stay at this level, the way that he dresses, that's me. Yeah? I'm not crazy, I'm not drunk, I'm just like, this is me, innit? You know what I mean? So it's all good, it's all good. You know, I'm going to Newcastle, but I'm not going with them.
Save the world, save the world.
Purple shoes as well. Just to jazz it up a little bit. So, the whole full outfit.
Hello, morning. Can I see your tickets, please? Lovely, thank you.
Charlotte, the trained guard, has seen it all before. To her, a superhero is just another paying customer.
There we go, cheers.
You're my friends, aren't you? My friends are 5:30.
Not as cool as you, eh?
They're not as cool as me. Green with envy, that's their problem. Green with envy.
The boys may be boisterous, but Charlotte has seen much worse, even though violence on trains is rare.
I've had a few bad stories. I had 2 fights going on simultaneously at each end of the train. And one was just a young lad that had been punched by somebody because he was being too loud. And the other, I'd walked into a carriage that had just had quite a big brawl that had happened. And as I walked in, I saw the blood. And I just ended up saying to them, oh, who's messed up my carriage? And then they just started laughing, and then by Peterborough we had the police to the train, and a few people were arrested and taken off. So, but yeah, that was a very trying day, that one.
From 6:30 p.m. today, a strictly enforced match-day alcohol ban comes into force, and certain designated East Coast departures will become dry trains. This service departed at 10 a.m, so its lucky passengers are free to make merry and drink as they please. But not everybody is enjoying their freedom.
East Coast train.
What's that?
I want it on record because it's really been most unpleasant.
Okay, the noise.
It's quiet now.
I can ask them to calm down a bit, but we do have a quiet coach in Coach B, which I'm happy to move you down to if you prefer to go down there. A couple of older ladies, they'd obviously just come along for a quiet ride, not expecting the football, and so they'd mentioned to me that they were getting upset with the noise from the fans behind. So I just offered to move them down into our quiet coach for them, which they obviously appreciated. Only takes 5 minutes, and obviously they're happy and I'm happy, and then they can carry on chanting in the other carriage. So.
Shush. Yeah. You know.
It was a bit like being at a football match. There was much singing and drinking and shouting. Because both of us were getting a headache. And she very kindly moved us to this carriage, which I didn't realise they were quiet carriages, because I'd have opted for one straight away.
There you go, thank you.
It's 12:30 p.m. and back at King's Cross, thousands of Sunderland fans are arriving in the capital for their final day clash with Tottenham Hotspur. For station supervisor Alan, it's time to face the first wave of footy fans.
We've got a couple of trains from the northeast. They've been on there for 3 hours, so I expect a bit rowdy-ish, but nothing too serious.
Alan was expecting the Sunderland fans to be in high spirits, maybe even a little rowdy, but he wasn't expecting them to be singing Italian opera.
Come on, Sunderland! We are Sunderland, we are Sunderland!
But it's not the fans on their way to today's games that are the biggest concern. It's the clowning around on the way home that can cause problems.
Everybody tends to want to go back at the same time, so it all tends to be a bit more entertaining in that sense from 6 o'clock onwards, when they all get back after the game.
We'll try to behave, but jumping about the train, probably. Especially if we get a result today, we'll definitely have a good time on the train on the way back.
And our next call-in point will be Newcastle. Please ensure when leaving this service you take all your personal belongings and luggage with you, and please mind your step between the train and the platform edge.
Information controller and fanatical Newcastle fan, Daz, would rather be at the stadium than work. On previous match day shifts, he has been known to sneak a look at the TV.
Sorry, but hey! Come on!
But today, poor Daz is stuck on platform duty.
When you're dealing with big, like match events and stuff like that, when you've got like the big crowds, I've had instances where there's just been a sea of people on the platform, like hundreds of people waiting for one train, like the last train, and you've got to try and keep them back. They're drunk and they're carrying on and stuff like that, and they just don't seem to be aware that how dangerous it is. One slip and they're on the track. So then you've got to really do your job properly, and you've got to try and usher everybody back, and then it's just making sure everybody gets on the train safe,
Chill out, Barry. Chill out, bud. Today is Newcastle's last home game of the season against Arsenal. There's a lot of Arsenal fans came up yesterday and today. Some of them made a weekend of it.
While footballers from all over the world prepare to battle it out on the pitch, Daz has got his own team of tricky Italians to manage.
No smoking. Unfortunately, no.
Come on.
You cannot? No, definitely not.
That's bad.
Why
hours journey with
why don't they have a smoking area?
No, they used to. It's no smoking anyway now, is it?
Yeah, but
anything with this kind of country.
What if you are traveling
Yeah,
for
but in
hours?
Italy, you're not allowed
Unfortunately,
to
you have to
smoke
have
on
a
a
big
train.
drag before you get on.
It's clearly not the lack of booze bothering these travellers. It's the UK smoking ban and the lack of smoking area in Daz's beloved Newcastle station that's getting them all worked up.
Mom, I love you.
80 miles south, the next main station on the East Coast line is York. And here, there's an altogether more genteel visitor for information controller Julie to deal with. It's the Orient Express Northern Belle, one of the most luxurious trains in the world. It's pulled into York Station, and it definitely doesn't have a booze ban.
There we go, we've got people waving at you there, look. A few years back, we went down to Herefordshire for the day and back, and we had plenty to drink, and the food was excellent, really nice. A lovely treat, yeah. If you can see through here, look, this is the shop, and people can sit in here. People can buy jewellery and all sorts on it. Nice to see no drunks on the train, sophisticated people.
There might be no drunks on the train, but that can't be said for the platform.
These poor people that's had a nice day out to a flower show are sat eating the meal and like looking out the window at him throwing up. And I don't really do sick, so I've just kind of walked by him for now. He's been more sick, so we're going to have to go and get a cleaner to sort him out. I can't do sick, he makes me feel sick looking at it, and I'm thinking, oh my God, he'll probably end up on a wrong train, won't know where he's going. We'll go and shake him in a bit and ask him where he's travelling, but he probably won't remember where he's travelling to. So we'll just leave him to sober up a bit and get him on the next train.
A booze ban on trains heading north means a full bag search on the platforms of King's Cross.
You're not allowed to take it, unfortunately.
No alcohol at all.
It's the last day of the Premier League football campaign. King's Cross Station is quiet, but only for the time being. In a couple of hours, thousands of Sunderland and Tottenham fans will pour onto the platforms, heading home after their final match of the season. To restrict the potential for trouble, station staff and police are preparing for the tricky job of enforcing an alcohol ban. But station assistant Alan has a different problem. The train at platform 5 is already full of passengers and is ready to depart.
Yeah, I'll be coming down there.
But the driver has found a fault with the train's radio, which communicates with the signal boxes up the line and the central control room. As long as they're not working, the train can't leave.
There's nothing working at all.
Yeah, I've got it. Got it to grab. Oh, mate, do you seriously want us to swap NRN radio heads over?
While engineers weigh up the option of a quick repair, Alan talks to the control room about Plan B. They have a spare train on standby.
Yeah, I don't really think we've got any choice.
Yeah, okay.
I just want to know, they're talking about a quick fix, but I'm just trying to find out. Just can you give me the arrival head code on 7?
Arrival headquarters 1 Echo 1-1. I'm on the 40 York as we speak now as well, and he said they need more time. Swap it from 5 to 7.
Echo to Kilo over.
It's all clean, it's ready to go, it's all being clean. I've already checked that, Alan.
Right, boys, I need to make a quick decision.
They're going to try and get us transferred. Yeah, we're saving it off.
Right, it's going to change sets then, right? Okay. Yeah, platform 7. Yeah, I'm going to tell the guard, all right? Dinesh, we're going to get an announcement, put everybody over to number 7, all right? We've got a failure on number 5. We're transferring passengers over to platform 7. I'm heading towards the guard now, but if anybody gets there before me, we're transferring passengers from 5 to 7.
Alan knows thousands of football fans will soon be arriving at the station. He needs to act fast to get his passengers on their way before the match day rush begins.
Get Carol to do an announcement, and I'm going to go and tell the catering crew that we're going over to 7. Jesse! This one's cancelled, all right?
Right.
People are coming off. Can you direct them to 7?
7, yeah.
Come here. Can you just stand around here? They're coming off 5. I want them directed to number 7, all right? But it is shown, all right? But if you can just look pretty, because you look prettier than I do, all right? Now I'm going to try and fix it, but that takes a bit of time. It's quicker to transfer the passengers and wait for it to be fixed. So hopefully, about another 5 minutes and we'll be away with a bit of luck. But it's frustrating for the customers because they've obviously got themselves all settled down and then we do that to them. Is it your bike? Is it the bike, yeah? Last train in my shift. It's always away. Last train. Delta Dinesh over.
Yeah, I'm on number 5.
Crisis averted. Alan's shift ends on track as his final train leaves on schedule. Not a moment too soon.
If that happened tonight, that would be a bit interesting, that would. But no, this time of day, it's never a good time. But there are worse times for it to happen, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, it's fine. Thank you.
It's 6 o'clock, and in Newcastle, the football season is over. It's been a bad day for information controller Daz. He missed his beloved Newcastle United's match against Arsenal. His team got beat, and now he has to help Arsenal fans get home.
The Arsenal fans have come back all buoyant, you know, they're Champions League now. I mean, you never know, maybe a couple of 1,000 will come back through the station.
Come on, you Gunners!
Luckily for Daz, the Arsenal fans are more interested in the fate of their arch rivals Tottenham than celebrating beating Newcastle.
It's happened again!
Oh, sorry.
That's great, I love it.
The victory today means that Arsenal have finished above Tottenham and, for the second year running, deny their arch-enemies a place in next season's Champions League.
It's happened again!
It was just nerve-shredding. You need red white to...
It was too tense. It was awful.
Nerve-shredding.
But it's not all bad for Daz, because despite being beaten today, previous results mean that Newcastle are already safe.
I said final game of the season. I'm disappointed with the score. If you're truthful with yourself, you're not expecting to beat Arsenal today, but it would be nice to go out on a draw, you know, and a good performance. It doesn't really matter now. It's all over it now. We're staying up, and that's the main thing. We're staying up.
25 for the King's Cross.
Confined, did you say? OK, then no problem, thank you.
Relegation avoided, Daz is only too happy to help Newcastle and Arsenal fans alike have a safe journey home.
Right, you already quickly jump in and stop all the other lads.
Yeah.
Hey, mate. I'll just take it back up there, gents. Ta. Thank you very much, everybody. Ta.
train safely dispatched, and Daz finally has time to indulge in some match-day banter.
United score was 5-all in the end.
Sorry?
Man United and West Brom.
Was it?
5-1.
God, I seen it was 5-4. That's some score like that, innit? Want to watch on the TV, match of the day, we got to
Bit
neatly.
of excitement for Ferguson on his last
Aye. They did that Guard of Honour for him and all, didn't they? Yeah.
Down the line at York Station, the weekend shift begins its own brand of busy for information controller Julie.
Keep going further down past the lift. It'd be that train in there, number 1. London, further down past the lift. Anybody waiting for the London?
At King's Cross Station, the alcohol ban is designed to keep travelling footy fans in good order. At York, a booze ban is occasionally introduced to keep a different crowd in check.
You can tell when it's sun shining, loads come for the day, get too much beer in them, come back and start like throwing like the Burger Kings about or whatever about. And then you try and get them on the train. They can't get on the train because they're holding the doors up for the colleagues coming that's running late, and they fall down the stairs. That's the most difficult time. So you've had a few drinks in there, Brett.
You've had a shandy too?
Julia has worked on the platform for 14 years, and experience has bred a philosophical view when it comes to difficult customers.
I just think you've got to be ardent to this and not like let people intimidate you, because if people start shouting and bawling, they're not shouting at you, they're just shouting at uniform. But you do get a lot of people like shouting and having a go at you, but you just take it with a pinch of salt and don't let them think that they're having a go at you, because they're not. But I don't mind them having a go. Bring it on. I can handle it.
Julie gets a call on her radio. Somebody is causing trouble at the other end of the station.
We're on our way.
The British Transport Police have an office near the concourse and have got to the incident first.
Looks like this man's over there, looks like he's going to get arrested. It looks like he's got some alcohol maybe in a bag or something. I'm not quite sure yet. So he may be kicked off or something, and that's why the police are there.
It's 7 o'clock in the evening and crunch time for station manager Gary. The matches are over and thousands of Sunderland fans are about to pour into King's Cross, where they will face an alcohol ban for the journey home.
Cheers, thanks. If someone wants to travel, they have to leave their alcohol behind. We put them in the bin and dispose of it later on. Everyone thinks we go and drink it, but it doesn't. It goes into a bin. I can assure you that.
It's been advertised for about a week.
Once a train has been designated dry, there are no exceptions, and that means everybody boarding, not just football fans.
Unfortunately, if you're not a football fan, it does apply to everybody. We don't single out football fans in particular. The same bylaw is used on late-night trains where we have problems throughout the country, so it's not specific to football.
We are not checking your tickets. You must not have any alcohol on you. Any alcohol on you, sir?
Over the years, station assistant Jackie has found that gentle persuasion can go a long way to diffusing potential trouble.
Have you got any alcohol in your bag? Okay. Any alcohol on you? Okay. I used to be a stewardess of a club, so confiscating beer and telling people they can't drink is, second nature, really. So, no, I don't mind. And then I know I've got all the boys in blue behind me. We're checking for alcohol. Any alcohol on you, lads?
Frisk me,
No,
frisk me.
I won't frisk you. I trust you. I trust you. Any alcohol?
Just in my belly.
Just in your belly. Well, as long as it's in your belly
I've
and
tried.
not in your pockets, I don't mind.
I've tried.
Oh, okay. Please go through.
Thanks largely to Jackie's good humour, Operation Dry Train is running smoothly.
Okay then, that's all right.
For the time being, at least.
You can't have alcohol on the train, mate.
The police have their hands full, and some passengers rebel.
It's Geordie and something.
You haven't got alcohol. Have you got alcohol on you?
It's the end of the final day of the Premier League football season. The matches are all over. Thousands of Sunderland fans are heading home from London, and they'll be travelling on booze-free trains.
This is a dry train, so no alcohol allowed on this one.
Yeah, get rid of it.
Okay.
Passengers' bags are subject to random searches by East Coast staff, backed up by a heavy police presence.
Thank you. No alcohol on you.
East Coast trains give at least 48 hours notice of dry trains through their website and posters in the stations, but inevitably not everyone gets the message.
If they do try to drink alcohol on the train and they're caught by the police, then it's an offence. In the railway bylaws, they could be arrested, charged. So it's up to them, really. Yeah.
So there's no alcohol allowed on the train?
Travellers carrying drink can either throw it away or dispose of it another way before they board.
You're on this train, are you? Yeah. Fine, off you go.
Station manager Gary put the booze ban in place, and he's on the front line making sure it all goes to plan.
Have you got any alcohol on you?
We're duty-free stuff that I just bought from India.
Have you?
Unaware of the alcohol ban, this man has travelled from the airport after a holiday abroad, complete with duty-free booze in his bag.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to take it, unfortunately. It's a dry train. Where are you going to?
I'm going to York.
York. The only thing I can suggest is taking the train up to Doncaster and changing there. We could do that.
Let's just drop it in the office.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When are you back in next?
Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Oh, do you?
Daily commute.
Oh, I see, right, yeah. Yeah, we can't allow you to take it, I'm afraid.
No problem, I'll
yeah.
drop it in the office.
All right, okay, that's fine. All right, thank you.
Most fans going to away games heed the warnings and respect dry trains, but some still try to beat the ban by hiding their booze, like this lot, who have cunningly concealed their stash of spirits. Nice try, guys.
No alcohol at all. The situation there was, I was just generally talking to Sunderland fans that it was an alcohol-free train. And as he changed hands with his McDonald's, the bag split and 3 or 4 miniatures of whiskey dropped out, much to his embarrassment, to be honest.
Anything in that bag?
Food.
That's all right.
The more experienced travelling fans board the train clutching post-match cups of tea and coffee. With a train jam-packed with football fans, the regular East Coast on-board staff will be assisted by a heavy police presence. It's the British Transport Police from the North East who've been drafted in to help escort the Sunderland fans home. It's their job to make sure no booze has been smuggled onto the train.
Hold on. All right. You can't have alcohol on the train, mate. So I'll have to just take it off you, all right? Yeah, no bother. Just with it being a dry train, that's all. Yeah, no worries. I'll just tip it out. Right. Oops. Oh, nearly.
How much have you had?
Nearly. Yeah, well, that's it.
First class is quiet.
I am gonna tip it out. Yeah. Just tip it out. Yes.
There you are, Scott. Well, I mean, I'm not going to bend down and get it. If you can just grab it for us and get rid of it, and then. Right, sorry. There's a white bag down there with some cans in, so I'll just get rid of them.
They're just here, mate, in the middle. Is that a can as well, is it? Just there beside you. Basically, we're doing a walk through the train. Obviously, anybody with any drink will either take it off them or let you know what we're doing. If we come back and there's more drink, then you'll be dealt with the offence, because it is a dry train and it is an offence to bring drink on the train. All right. All right.
Yeah, it's a dry train, but I'm not like some mentalist that's going to kick off all over. I'm like 51-year-old, travelling with a couple of mates, a couple of drinks, not a problem. You know, so why should I be treated like a kid?
Yeah, because there's obviously occasions when they might fish it out the bin. Right. All quiet through there, is that? Have you been through there or? Yeah, smashing.
Give it a couple of minutes before we walk back. Gives it a chance.
There was a few with drink.
Yeah, took a bit off. Yeah.
Who tried to hide it, so they obviously knew, but we're just giving them the opportunity.
It's mainly with small pockets, isn't it? Groups, which we've had with football fans before, where we've ended up arresting members of the group, and it sort of escalates from there. Not so much with dry trains, but we've actually had, you know, like fights in the vestibule area, which is very difficult to deal with again, you know, especially on a moving train, as you can imagine. So everything's different, you know, every incident, you just got to sort of take it as it comes, really. It's the only way to do it.
The booze ban may seem draconian to some, but the combination of alcohol and large groups of travelling fans can lead to serious safety issues for staff and customers alike.
Football supporters are probably the worst supporters that you can have on your train, yeah. And there is teams out there that are known for their bad travellers, and I suppose that is the sad aspect of when you are having people travelling, because nobody enjoys working the trains because the fear for their own safety in a sense, and I think that's a sad environment for us to be in. We're trying to provide a service for the general public, and they're just making out an environment for people to be frightened to be in. So yeah, there is teams that are scary. And we do look at the fixtures when they come out and you think, oh God, if I can try and take a day off when they're not playing.
I think if we go to the next one, yeah, because that group that we took the drink off are down there.
Just keep an eye.
Just keep an eye.
Yeah.
They've gone down the toilet, mate.
They've been tipped out, yeah.
I was a candy live, man.
It's just an offence, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just so it's fair for everyone, you know. It's got to be the same for everyone.
I thought I had this good rule where they didn't give me
the problem is, where do we keep them? That's the other problem as well.
Yeah.
Well, then there'd be nothing to stop you going and get them halfway through with that. Fair's fair. I think you knew you weren't meant to have them, because obviously as soon as I came, you dropped them under the seat. So.
I wasn't a woman, but I was taking them for the bands.
Right.
Right. Hold of the bends.
I got it wrong there.
You did, you did.
Yeah.
Good effort.
No bother.
It's totally insulting, because like you can tip at any time of day, all it does is drive people to like hire vodka down the kegs, do this, that and the other, mix the drinks. People stag off the train worse than what you would with a couple of cans. Yeah. All I'd like is to have a couple of cans, decent drink, and that's it.
So it hasn't ruined your day. Did your team win today?
Now we got beaten, that's ruined day.
Who's your team? Is it Sunderland?
Sunderland, but we're doing all right in the pitch. It's these that are about a day, to be fair.
York Station, most of the weekend revellers have gone home. The last train of the night to be dispatched by Julie has no passengers on it. This one is heading to the depot overnight.
This is empty stock, it's not going anywhere. Oh, thanks. Tell me when you're ready to, and I'll ring it out. This is what takes time up. That's it, I just heard him click. Received, I'll ring it out. Not going anywhere, these girls. Ready? It's good. All right. We've had a few excitements, I think, and a good shift. So I'm going to go and sign off and go home.
Julie thinks it's all over, but not quite.
7 to rail 3. Any chance you could get hold of cleaners? There's a load of blood all over the near Costa on the top of the stairs. There's loads. Yeah, somebody must have either cut themselves or something. It's horrendous.
With such a large amount of blood on the stairs, Julie suspects that somebody could be seriously injured and possibly still in the station somewhere.
Somebody must have fallen and they're bleeding outside down here. Yeah, I'm on my way. Oh, thanks. God, I've never seen so much blood.
Yeah, it's just
Oops. Do you want some more? Shall I go and get some? I've got a bandage. I'll get you a bandage.
Nah, I don't know. Put the pressure on. Keep the pressure on it.
Put the pressure on it.
Keep the pressure on it.
That gentleman's either fallen up the stairs or down the stairs. He's very intoxicated. I asked him if he needed a bandage on his head instead of those tissues. He was a bit rude to me, so I said, well, I don't think he needed any help, so I left him to the police. Right, we'll go out and sign off.
Across the network, the stations are all but empty. The trains have reached their final destination and another East Coast weekend is over. The great British love affair with train travel is as old as the railways themselves. From the beating heart of London's metropolis to the majesty of the Scottish Highlands, connecting coast and countryside with our great cities, the East Coast Line has it all.
Disregard that, it's a glitch.
But it's the people who give life to this railway.
I trust you.
British public are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
The East Coast Line carries 19 million passengers a year on 155 train journeys a day, along almost 1,000 miles of track. East Coast is the largest operator on the line. It runs trains, manages stations, and employs nearly 3,000 staff.
That's all you do all day. I'm not playing with you while you're showing off.
The East Coast workforce toils tirelessly.
Mandy bags, please.
From driving trains...
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
...to making breakfasts...
I've cooked that much bacon over the years. Surprised I haven't turned into a pig.
...to controlling the whole train set.
Morning. That's absolutely excellent, Graham.
Keeping everything on track behind the scenes and in public.
I've been standing here for half an hour.
These are the real heroes of the railway. East Coast Trains is one of Britain's biggest and most diverse transport networks.
Any breakfast for you this morning? No, nothing at all?
There are 53 stations on the line, From the big city slicker that is London's King's Cross
OK, sir, jump on the train.
to some smaller country cousins.
Back in the trenches now, and we'll go crazy in another half hour.
12 stations are managed by East Coast Trains themselves, and Newcastle, by far the biggest and the busiest, is one of the jewels in the crown. A Grade 1 listed building, the station has 12 platforms and handles nearly 8 million passengers a year.
Train now at platform 2 is a 1944 service to Edinburgh Waverley.
The local staff who work here take a Geordie pride in the smooth running of their station.
I try and keep Newcastle's image cleaner.
Take your time, sir.
But they never know exactly who or what is coming down the line. They see it all here, the good, the bad, and occasionally the very ugly.
You know, I've worked all around the world. To come back to my hometown, to be manager of Newcastle Station, I feel very privileged. I feel very honoured to have the job, and you know, and I walk through my station with pride every day, and that's what keeps us going.
Station manager Louise is the queen of all she surveys. Newcastle Station is her pride and joy.
I have to keep an eye on these vents because it gets very, very dusty on there. Yeah, it's white paintwork, so...
The station is Louise's home from home, and nothing escapes her beady eye.
Look at the handle. Let's get a new handle ordered for there. Yeah, you can see. You see here?
Marks on the walls.
Yeah. Staff say that I never carry a handbag, I carry a bucket and mop.
Oh, you got a film on the top.
That was just cleaned
Yeah.
yesterday as well.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Louise has a crack team of customer service assistants whose job it is to look after passengers and keep the trains running. Railway lifer Daz is one of the station's longest-serving staff.
This is the one, darling, this is the one, yeah. Started as a cleaner. Been here, like, well, I've seen nearly 30 years now. It's good life, man, it's a really good life.
Like his boss, Louise, railways are in Daz's blood.
I'm hoping to be a 50-year man, I think. I've worked it out. If I do a 1-year extension, I'll do 50 years. I'll get that for you. If you step inside the door, I'll get it on for you, OK?
Part of Daz's job is the safe dispatch of trains. Believe it or not, there's a lot more to it than blowing whistles and waving. Daz must make sure his trains leave on time, or East Coast pays the price.
If the train leaves late, then it incurs costs to our companies. We have to pay Network Rail, because obviously it might delay something else. That's another one away safe and on time. East Coast is running well today. No route problems, sir, if anybody asks.
The mainline trains are too long for just one person to dispatch safely. Step up Daz and John, Newcastle's dynamic duo.
The train's about 1/4 of a mile long, so if that, it's a big thing to look after. It's eyes in the back of your head. I've had parents trying to put the children in pushchairs on the trains before. When the doors are closing, it beggars belief sometimes with people. You're just using common sense. You don't, if you haven't got that much common sense, don't have children. I'm sorry. Excuse me 2 seconds, gentlemen, this is where I thought. So it's my responsibility until this train leaves the platform. Anything that doesn't look right, we can still stop the train until the guard goes past me. Once he goes past me, then it comes down to the signalman. Fundamentally, I'm dispatch. I deal with the trains, but I deal with the public as well. I like people. British public are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
OK, sir, jump on the train. Edinburgh. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, madam, first stop is York, thank you.
Train now at platform 2 is a 1944 East Coast service to Edinburgh Waverley. This train will call at Morpeth and Edinburgh Waverley only.
Customers always right. Always right. That's what we're led to believe. Customers always right. I say that with my tongue firmly in my cheek.
Keeping customers happy is a high priority for the station staff, and a simple thank you can make it all worthwhile.
Oh, Dad, that lady that you helped with the bag on the train sent a lovely little card in.
Oh, let's have a look. Is that us?
No, it's not us.
Huh? Oh, I remember the one the bag went to Durham. And we got it back. That's right, aye. That's nice, isn't it?
Oh, well done, well done. Right, I'm going to put you a little...
You're telling me great. All right, on the board.
Letter on the board, OK?
Thanks, boss. Cheers.
Each thank you letter gets a place on Louise's special board of praise.
Mrs. Jones is everybody, so our customers that go on the trains, coming through the stations, we call everyone our Mrs. Jones customer.
It's Louise's baby, yeah, she loves that kind of thing, aye, definitely, aye. So I'll be in her good books for a few weeks with that one there. Whenever I do anything wrong, she comes in with a stern face, I'm just going to wave my card at her and that'll keep her nice, and she'll be happy with that. I've got it in my pocket for at least a couple of days, yeah.
Customer satisfaction may be important, but customer safety is paramount. In 3 days' time, Team Newcastle needs to be at the top of its game, as around 3,000 football fans will descend on the station for one of the country's biggest grudge matches.
On Sunday, we've got a very busy day because we've got the Sunderland Newcastle derby game. It's going to be a big day. The city's electric, lots of planning in place.
It's a match of such intense rivalry that the threat of violence is a real concern.
Two sets of fans, two teams that hate each other. Two sets of fans who are very volatile on that day. Probably go to work on the Monday and be best of mates. But for that 1 or 2 days a season, it's crazy.
Well, we can start cordoning this off now. That's from Friday, I would say.
For station manager Louise, Derby Day is the most testing shift of the year.
Previous games, there's been a lot of arrests and a lot of fights on the station and supporters running across the lines.
Maybe start tonight? Yeah.
But the last 3 years, it's been in a very controlled manner, and touch wood, there hasn't been any incidences.
John and Daz saved the day at Durham. And it's action stations for Louise. It's early afternoon in Newcastle, and information controller Daz has a short announcement to make.
Train at platform number 4 is at 13:42. Cross-country train service to Penzance, calling at Durham, Darlington, York, Leeds, Wakefield, Westgate, Sheffield, Chesterfield, Derby, Tamworth, Birmingham New Street, Cheltenham Spa, Bristol Parkway, Bristol Temple Meads, Taunton, Tiverton Parkway, Exeter St David's, Newton Abbot, Totnes, Plymouth, Liscard, Bodmin Parkway, Lostwithiel, Parr, St Austell, Truro, Redruth, Camborne, Hale, St Erith and Penzance. Platform 4 for the 13:42 cross-country train service to Penzance. See how long that is? It's ridiculous, man.
It's the calm before the storm, as in 3 days' time, thousands of football fans will converge on the station for the Newcastle-Sunderland derby. For station manager Louise, the day requires meticulous planning.
My plan for the day is to make sure everything runs fantastically without any safety incidents.
In preparation for match day, Louise is meeting with British Transport Police.
Obviously, you're fully aware that this has been graded as a Category C, high risk of disorder within the rail network.
With passions running high between rival Newcastle and Sunderland fans, the station team must prepare for the worst.
Any issues associated with crowd control within the railway station are down to yourselves. We anticipate about 2,400 to travel by train. The fans themselves will be coming out onto the Neville Street exit, and they will be escorted around the back and down into the car park exit, where they will then join the main bulk of the football supporters under Oxford Street.
I think we've both got the same objectives: crime-free, minimal disruption to passengers. On the day, you've got station manager and 3 duty managers, so staffing-wise, we'll be on the ground.
You know, it's a cast of thousands for this game. It's quite an impactful game for the whole of the region, and there's quite a lot at stake.
But the 2,500 football supporters are not the only fans who'll be arriving at Newcastle Station in 3 days' time. Rock superfan Paul will also be there on the big day.
That's my Big Country t-shirt from, I've not worn it 18 months.
Paul's getting ready for a marathon East Coast train journey following his idols, Big Country. Big who? Well, they were big in the 80s and they're still going strong.
So we've decided to go to Glasgow, Aberdeen and Newcastle in 3 days. People have said I'm mad, but it's when you've got a passion for something, I think you should do it.
Paul's passion started when he was in the RAF, stationed in the Falkland Islands.
8,000 miles away from a wife. I'd been married less than a year. So then the music, that was when it really kicked in. That's all I live for, music. The album's called The Journey, and that's what we're going on. And we're all going on this journey because in life, that's what it's about. You know, we're all on one big journey.
And his journey starts at the crack of dawn at Doncaster Station.
It's 6 o'clock and we're like 15 hours away before the first chords go from Big Country, but here I am now. I'm actually buzzing, waiting to, and I still have to wait 15 hours. That's what it is, it's crazy.
Paul won't be travelling alone. 3 stops up the line at Darlington, another Big Country fanatic joins him, and he's called Paul too.
So I've done, I reckon, 45, 46 gigs for Big Country. How many have you done now, you reckon?
This is my 180th tonight.
Your 180th?
180th.
So what's your next target? After tonight, 180, what would you...
If I do another 20 next year, I'll do that and do 200.
To get 200?
To 200, yeah.
Wow.
Glasgow, and for one night only, home to the 2 Pauls musical heroes.
We're now in our Big Country mood. Come on, look at Paul, look his all his badges, see?
Best band in the world.
The transformation, isn't it, yeah? This morning you saw what we are and we're just mental on Big Country. That's what it means for us still. These are all albums and I said to you, it's Paul's 180, Paul K's 180th gig, Big Country gig, you know. 180! That's my Big Country ticket. We're gonna have fun. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Certain days in the year test certain stations to the limit. At Durham, the team is getting ready for one of its biggest challenges. It's so dramatic that they have to draft in all the extra troops they can muster, including the A-team from Newcastle, John and Daz.
Extra pair of hands to bring the big guns out when you need to bring the big guns. Break the box and let me out.
Morning, sir. You off to London? Yeah. Would you like us to take care of your bag and we'll put it in the guard's van, sir? And you'll be to collect that at the other end?
The team is preparing for what's known as the Exodus, the day Durham's 15,000 university students and all their worldly goods leave town.
Yeah, we're students at Durham and it's the end of term, so we're all going back to our homes, which is really exciting.
Never seen Durham Station have so many customer service people around, actually.
Yeah, they're really helpful as well, though.
Yeah.
We didn't have the help that we've got today, it would be a lot worse.
We've got marketing, we've got station managers down from Darlington, we've got the one that's in charge of Newcastle. Anybody that can find it's spare is willing to come and give them a hand for a couple of hours.
But the East Coast staff aren't just here to be helpful, as time is money. The team can't rely on sleepy-headed students to get themselves and their bags on board in time, and any delays can incur fines of thousands of pounds.
We've got 90 seconds to get a train from stop to start and off the platform, so when the wheels stop, the 90 seconds begin. If the train is delayed, we get fined for every minute of delay time that we incur. So there is high pressure on this.
1 minute, 20 seconds.
Mission completed, and with a whole 10 seconds to spare.
So it's back in the trenches now, and we'll go crazy in another half hour.
Hiya. If you wish, aye.
I got my degree in it.
Oh, aye.
If I was get on the train, I'd fail.
Aye, not a problem. No. You can watch it go in safely. The only people who can go in is us with carriage keys. You have to be railway staff to get in.
I had 1 or 2 delays in the platform, but you've just got to accept that, take that on the chin.
By close of play, the supercharged Durham team have dispatched 10 trains, sending around 2,500 of Britain's brainiest and their dirty washing homeward bound. And they pulled it off without any costly delays.
It's been a cracking day. Enjoyed it. Back to Newcastle for the rest of my shift.
After a late night in Glasgow, rock superfans Paul and Paul have taken the train up to Aberdeen for the second gig of their big country marathon.
Slightly different day today in that we're going to check in a bit earlier, have a few drinks, and then we're just waiting for the phone call to go down and get involved with the sound check, which is none of us have ever been to a sound check, so it's all new stuff. It was a chance meeting with Mike Peters, and I politely asked him, and Mike politely said, of course.
The two Pauls have managed to get exclusive access to their hero's sound check, courtesy of lead singer Mike Peters.
I've never ever been to a sound check. You get up close and personal with the band, and that for me it's beyond dreams, it's beyond belief, because they're still heroes, but we can talk to them. At the end of the day, they're just normal people, and that's just blown away now, and we haven't even seen the second concert yet.
I can understand the fans that travel night after night to see big country. I used to do it myself when I was a kid, following the Clash and the Buzzcocks, and I know that there's something in music, in rock music, that gets deep into the heart of a lot of people, and one show is not enough.
Tomorrow, the two Pauls will be back on a train bound for Newcastle. And they won't be the only ones, as thousands of football fans head for one of the most explosive local derbies of the year. But just how prepared is Newcastle Station for kick-off?
Heart racing, pulses up, temperatures up, nervous energies here. Before I started working on the railway, I was playing a lot of football. I was going on a lot of football trials and what have you. and I was meant to have one at sort of Ipswich Town and sort of one at Sunderland. You know, I come on the railway as a short-term sort of fix before I'd go on these trials, and I had my life mapped out. I was going to be a superstar footballer. It never happened like that, unfortunately. I come on the railway as a short-term fix, and I'm here 22 years later, you know, and it's all I know.
It's the day of the Newcastle-Sunderland football derby. It's a potentially volatile clash, and the station could easily become a flashpoint. Today, months of planning between East Coast trains and the police will be put to the test. This is always a tense fixture, but the stakes are particularly high today.
If Newcastle beat Sunderland today, I think we're 5 points clear of a relegation spots at the minute. So if Newcastle win today, we'll go 8 points clear. We've only a few games left, so Newcastle would be safe from relegation. So it's a massive game for both teams, you know.
It's 10 in the morning, and with a midday kick-off, the station's already filling up with local Newcastle fans as well as regular passengers. With thousands expected to pass through the station, anything that could be picked up and thrown must be cleared. But there's one object that's proving tough to shift.
Well, you'll get that off me, bother. It's the deal off that will be the problem.
Someone's left a tricycle locked up to a railing, slap bang in the middle of the concourse.
We'll try to get in touch with NA1 to come and remove it, but they're not like us, they don't work weekends, so we're having it removed.
Note that one. On this way.
The deal off the one.
Rest it on there. Right as close to the edge as you can.
Try as they might, the team can't cut through the lock, and with fans pouring into the station, drastic times call for drastic measures. Just in the nick of time. The first of several special trains packed with Sunderland fans is about to arrive.
This is a calm before the storm, and we've got everything, all the preparations in place, and we're just waiting for the special service to arrive.
The first of the special trains carrying Sunderland fans has just arrived. The plan is to keep them together, away from rival supporters and under police escort, all the way to the ground.
Tactical plan around meeting the special trains in is we'll ensure that there's a cordon in place, and then we'll escort those individuals off the train and out of the railway station. We're just making sure that we've got a sort of like a sterile corridor just to minimise any risk of disorder.
The Sunderland supporters are held in a car park at the edge of the station until all the special trains have arrived and the fans can be escorted to the ground.
I think it's important to say that the vast majority of the individuals who go to this football match are honest, decent, hard-working individuals. However, like any other typical event, a minority can potentially spoil it for the rest.
With the first wave of fans held in the car park, another football trainload arrives. Police rush back and repeat their routine.
Yeah, more than here, just so they can get the lines in order over there to escort them out.
Louise has held her nerve so far on a very tricky day.
There's women at work here who actually take like the day off because they would just hate. They hate Derby Day. It can get really, really intimidating, and it's not a nice place to be when you've got sort of running battles outside and you've got people full of alcoholic beverage, sort of working ourselves, shouting and bawling. The police do show a presence out there, and they do police it quite well. But they cannot be everywhere all the time, and that's when the trouble starts.
But now the station is trouble-free, and the police are ready to escort the Sunderland fans to the match. But in 3 hours' time, they'll be back, and Louise and her team can only guess what mood they will be in then.
Okay.
Just saying it went off very well. Just hope the return's just as easy.
Yeah.
Sure it will be. Back to normal running for a few hours.
Cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
Time for a nice cup of tea, for everyone, that is, except Mark. He has a wee problem to deal with.
All the Sunderland supporters come up here. I mean, obviously there's no toilets, so what's happened is that they've branched off, seen this nice little spot, and they've had to urinate on the back of the office. Could have been a lot worse, could be blood, we're mopping up, there's been no trouble, it's been well managed, so a little bit disinfectant's not the end of the world.
Land of hope and glory. I've got lots to do with it, as your copies, all right? My liege. My liege.
It may be calm now, but things are bound to hot up after the game.
If Newcastle win, the city centre have a good atmosphere about it. If Newcastle get beat, then we'll feel worse because of the fans. The natives will get restless and there will be disturbances, but let's just hope that there's a fair result up St James's Park today. I'm sure there will be. I'm sure that the home fans will be happy.
With Newcastle station temporarily back to normal, another train is about to hit the tune. Rock fan Paul is completing the last leg of his epic East Coast journey following 80s rock idols Big Country. He's just got a message from his daughter, who's waiting at the station.
She's just sent me a text on the phone. Just read this in your stars, laugh out loud. Don't let the travel wear you down, because you'll feel a sense of achievement at the end of the day. How ironic. Now, that's fate.
Paul finally arrives at Newcastle to find the station a much quieter place than it was a couple of hours ago.
Just arrived at Newcastle. It's full of police, and I've got my daughter now, so we're on the third gig. My third gig of this tour, the journey tour, and it's Fiona's first gig tonight in Newcastle. So it's a bit of excitement now, because obviously Fiona's probably been listening to the album more than I have, but I've been listening to the live music, so I've got my musical buddy back
now. On his journey, Paul will have travelled over 700 miles and rocked along to 54 Big Country tunes.
Whenever I talk about Big Country, you know, my last two words are always stay alive. And I think Fiona knows, as and when I do pass away, I think on my tombstone will be stay alive. I'm in love with Big Country, and I don't admit in that. It's a passion that I have for music, and this band has taken me on a special journey, and this journey is going to continue for a few more years yet. So yeah, it's been really, really good and exciting.
Newcastle station may be quiet now, but it's still a very tense time for some of the staff. Newcastle fan Mark doesn't quite have his mind 100% on the job.
5 minutes to kick off. Heart racing, pulses up, temperatures up. The nervous energy's here.
Hello, mate.
Nervous, mate?
Nervous? Alright, it's a couple of minutes again, isn't it, yeah? That's what it's saying. Come on!
Go ahead.
While the boys worry about the match, Louise's concern is what the result might mean for her station.
Everything that's happened today, it'll now be in reverse formation, so we'll have to be waiting for the fans to come back.
But for a safe operation on the station, I would like it to be a draw. It'd be good for us.
When the big game kicks off, Newcastle Station gets the good,
Come on!
the bad,
What a nightmare.
and the ugly. The hotly contested Newcastle-Sunderland football derby kicked off 15 minutes ago. At the station, for Newcastle fans Mark and Daz, the love of the tune is too hard to resist.
No, we're not. No, not like that. No, we're not on the football page. No, we're not allowed to have that on the internet. Okay. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, no!
When Sunderland scored the first goal, Daz just can't keep his cool.
Castle's getting beat. Sorry, boss. Sorry.
The current score is 1-0 to Sunderland. Not very good.
Louise and her staff are worried. A Sunderland win would mean trouble is more likely.
If Newcastle win, then normally you'll find the Sunderland fans start leaving the stadium and they all don't come out all together, so that's good for us for crowd control in the station. If Sunderland win, then there could be a few disgruntled fans and perhaps a few fights.
Not good for us at Newcastle because, well, not good for me because I'm on all day. It might be rather a difficult shift, the rest of the shift.
It's not good for the football and it's not good for the supporters later on because it turns a little bit crazy, to be honest.
Oh, it's just still a goal!
Newcastle are 1 down and Daz is gutted.
He's getting chance after chance, but he's not putting out the way.
60 minutes in and good news for Daz. It seems Newcastle have equalised.
Come on! It means so much, man! It means so much!
Even better if we can pull another goal. Be a good result for us and make the shift go a lot easier.
But the Newcastle goal is disallowed. Daz is on an emotional roller coaster.
I said it was going on. Would it be upset? I would have just noticed it is, right?
I'm going to have a quick tour of
Okay, Phil, no problem, but not bothered.
Still, it's 1-0 to them still. What a nightmare.
And Daz's nightmare is about to get worse. With just 10 minutes to go, Sunderland score again.
Oh, Tower. They've just scored a wonder goal, Sunderland. What a goal. They haven't won since 2000 and this is it. This is their day to day, I think. Like.
What is it now, 3-0? Oh well, at least one side will be happy. Thanks, you sit.
At the final whistle, Sunderland win 3-0 and Louise fears the worst.
The major concern now is just the clash between the Sunderland fans that are coming to use the station and Newcastle fans that are in the station.
It's not going to be a problem with the Sunderland fans because they're all going to be in good spirits because it's a cracking result for them. Unfortunately, for us, it's not it's a good result.
It's an absolute nightmare when it kicks off and the supporters are on each other's throats. It's not a nice place to be honest. It's a little bit intimidating.
You can see now we've got a lot of police in attendance now. They're obviously getting prepared for them coming down.
The police are escorting the Sunderland fans back to the station where Louise is waiting nervously.
Are they on the way, Brian, are they?
What?
Are they on the way?
Yeah, they're on the way. The escort's on its way down, so we'll hear them coming down the back of 4th Street. It's going to be one slick move in onto the station, onto the train, and then gone. That's the plan. So we'll see how it happens.
En route to the station, the victorious Sunderland fans taunt their Newcastle rivals, who are growing increasingly agitated.
Yeah, for information, we've got large crowds, repeat, large crowds at the top of the west end of Newcastle Central Station, possible estimate about 200, 250.
The police are trying to keep the sets of rival fans apart. But almost inevitably, it all starts to kick off.
Right, guys, you've heard what's said there. Massive problems with the escort, people trying to attack them en route, so be on your game, please.
With skirmishes breaking out in the city centre, the police need to get the Sunderland supporters out of town fast. For Louise, it's becoming the stuff of nightmares. Suddenly, a large group of Newcastle fans break through into the station on the hunt for their rivals.
Apparently we've got a load of supporters coming down there, jumping over the barriers.
Dog handlers to the front end of the station, dog handlers to the front of the station.
Some supporters start throwing things at the police.
Oh, Charlie, November officers, draw your buy-ins! Draw your buy-ins! Stand by! Missiles been thrown, missiles been thrown!
While the police handle security, Louise's main concern is to protect the passengers in her station.
Just want to move back, you're going to get hurt here, okay? Move back.
Thrown missiles been thrown! Station, come on, move the back!
So I'm going to ask you to move back in case you get damaged.
What are collies? All unprotected officers, back to the front of the station! Back to the front of the station. Go on, let's get some call.
How did those fans get there? Do you know?
Don't know. I don't know. Guys, are you all right? That wasn't good, was it not? And what they've done is they've climbed over the gates and tried to get a platform 12 and thrown things. But that was bad.
Still determined to get at the Sunderland supporters, some Newcastle fans have begun to surround the station.
Is it the Newcastle fans that's thrown the stuff? What, they're throwing the stuff at us for?
To protect everyone inside the station, the police form a human shield.
Basically what we've done, we've closed the front doors here because there's still a lot of Newcastle fans outside, obviously knowing that the Sunderland fans want to get on the train.
We were planning on going to get taxis, but obviously we're barricaded the station because people throwing coal and cones, fighting. We can't get out of the station, we're locked in practically.
It's essential to get the Sunderland fans off the station before the situation gets worse.
Once they come and go, then open the station to all traffic. But they're on the way in now as we speak.
We need to get them as quickly as possible onto this set here and then out the station.
Finally, the Sunderland supporters board their trains.
Wasn't good. It was quite a scary situation because we're thrown things. We haven't had anything like that for the last three and a half years.
The skirmishes have left a trail of devastation.
I did tell you, it does kick off when we get a result like this. as you can see by the damage and the missiles that's been thrown.
Even some vehicles in the staff car park have been damaged.
I think this is one of the worst hit ones. You can see the dent in the car. Well, they used these cars here to jump up onto the roofs to get the leverage over the fence. And that's how they've actually gotten onto the station, because this is all cordoned off. There's about 4 or 5 cars there that's damaged.
But it's not just the station that has felt the effects of a difficult day. It's been tough on its keeper.
Very distressing to see this happening on my station. It's my second home. I spend the majority of my time here, and you know, I'm responsible, and I need passengers to feel safe here.
Derby Day has taken its toll on the Toon, leaving 29 arrests and 3 police officers injured.
I'm a Newcastle fan, I make no secret of that. And I think what the Newcastle fans done to our own city on Derby Day, it makes us a little bit ashamed to smash up our own city centre. It's ridiculous. And they're just like, you know, we're not just smashing up our city centre, we're smashing up property that belongs to people who are working class. And they've got to go to work, and they've got to work hard to pay for cars and car repairs and shops and little businesses getting windows put out and that. I think it's just a disgrace. You know, it's going too far. It's taking it way too far. And these aren't just kids, these are grown men. And unfortunately, on this occasion, it was the Newcastle United fans that let ourselves down big time. So yeah, on that day, it made us ashamed,
The Great British love affair with train travel is as old as the railways themselves. From the beating heart of London's metropolis to the majesty of the Scottish Highlands. Connecting coast and countryside with our great cities, the East Coast Line has it all.
Disregard that, it's a glitch.
But it's the people who give life to this railway.
I trust you.
British public are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
The East Coast Line carries 19 million passengers a year on 155 train journeys a day, along almost 1,000 miles of track. East Coast is the largest operator on the line. It runs trains, manages stations, and employs nearly 3,000 staff.
That's all you're doing all day. I'm not playing with you while you're showing off.
The East Coast workforce toils tirelessly.
Mandy bags, please.
From driving trains...
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
...to making breakfasts...
I've cooked that much bacon over the years, surprised I haven't turned into a pig.
...to controlling the whole train set.
Morning. That's absolutely excellent, Graham.
Keeping everything on track behind the scenes and in public.
I've been standing here for half an hour.
These are the real heroes of the railway. There's one weekend that the staff of East Coast trains dread more than any other.
The train will get a delay, definitely.
A weekend that brings delays, cancellations, distraught customers, and no end of hassles for the staff.
Very, very busy. The queue is very enormous. Oh, the whole station is crowded.
Welcome to the long Easter weekend. The only weekend that strikes fear into the heart of even the most seasoned employees across the entire East Coast network.
What the? Hang on a minute.
Whether in the control centre...
On the weekends as busy as this, the objective is for it to go as smoothly as possible.
On the platform...
We're doing a job, we're getting money for our families. We're not here, we don't want any hassle.
Or on board the trains.
Your ticket is for standard and this is first class.
Over this bank holiday, every train carriage is booked to capacity, and the staff up and down the line are primed to face whatever the British public can throw at
They'll
them.
not let passengers off, you see, till they cuff them or they get them under control.
Oh, and it's snowing. So all in all, the perfect ingredients for utter chaos. It's the morning of Maundy Thursday, traditionally East Coast's busiest day of the year. And the holiday hordes have begun to descend upon King's Cross Station. Today, over 19,000 passengers will try to squeeze into 75 trains, desperate to make the most of their Easter break. And bracing itself for this mass migration is the station's frontline team, which will be doing everything humanly possible to process the crowds and get Britain moving through the mayhem.
The busiest time of year at King's Cross, Christmas and the New Year period, and Easter. Easter tends to be busier overall because there's not a sort of run up to it. We have Good Friday and Maundy Thursday is the busiest day. And people tend to want to go away on either one of those 2 days for a long weekend.
Even with the East Coast All-Stars out in force, some best-laid plans are already going astray.
Have a nice trip, sir. Okay, happy Easter to you. You okay there, sir?
Customer service assistant Joe has jumped into the passenger fray, guiding customers through their last-minute ticket purchases before panic or confusion take hold.
You need help there? Where are you traveling?
One single, please, to Wellington.
Yeah, let me sort you out. You just go this way. Most of the Easter weeks in East Coast is always very, very busy. Our job is to make sure we meet our customer expectations, to make them very, very happy, especially with Easter week. Have a nice weekend, madam. In a couple of hours, it will be very, very busy. The whole station will be chaos. But we are very prepared. I've been doing this job for 9 years. I like working with people. It's something I love very much. I love talking to people and helping them as well. I will take you to the counter. Just come with me to the counter.
But for one passenger, the Maundy Thursday madness is all too much.
Oh my God, it's my best friends. We're going away to celebrate their wedding.
No, it's very okay. We're on the case.
I'm
So
getting
you just have to
sorted.
calm down.
22
You don't have to cry.
The customer is on her way to her best friend's wedding, but she just realized she should have printed her own online tickets at home, and her train is about to board.
That's what I was
Nothing
checking.
to worry about it. That's all a solution. Can you please check the confirmation on your email, on your BlackBerry?
I got it because it doesn't save my emails that far back. I didn't press print at home. I pressed print at the station. I don't know what it is.
She bought her ticket on the internet, and then it was print a home ticket.
Yeah.
You don't,
No, I didn't press
Madam,
print
you
at
don't need to
home.
cry. You need to calm down. What you've done.
I
is
didn't
going to-
press print at home. I know I didn't press print at home. I'd never print at home.
Here you go. You got a print at home ticket.
That's what I know. Thank you.
Okay, sort it anyway, okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
Because when I look at it, I knew that it was print a home ticket.
Not a good start to the weekend.
It's a good
It can
start.
only get better.
It's getting better now.
Thank you so much. Have an amazing Easter. Thank you for making my day. Thank you both.
Bye-bye, madam. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Thank you.
I always like happy ending anyway.
Finally, everything has been done, and she's very happy.
In the ticket office, tickets are swapping hands left, right and centre, but behind the scenes, never was so much work for so many done by so few.
What I'm doing here is that I'm ripping all the tickets ready as the reservations to go on board the train. We print them, but they've got to be ripped by hand. We do an average of 29,000 labels a day.
His name is Peter, and they call him the fastest ticket tearer in the East.
Coming as it is now at Easter, we're probably doing about 34,000 a day. You just continuous process all day. That's all you're doing all day.
And you need to see the speed that he gets.
As I say, it's a good job. It keeps you going. As you can see, the pile is building up there now. That pile doubles just for one train.
Next time you reserve a seat, spare a thought for Peter and his lightning hands.
Steve, there's a lady at the taxi drop-off point. She needs help. We need 2 BR wheelchairs and 1 luggage. So if you could just maybe get a trolley ready, over.
Anne is normally behind the scenes running the East Coast Assisted Travel Department. But today, because it's the busiest day of the year, it's all hands on deck, and she's helping her team on the front line.
What I'm doing now is to book jobs, the people that have booked their assistance, whether it's with luggage, with wheelchair, with prams, etc. So that goes on throughout the day. So today, there is 119 book jobs coming throughout the day. Can I borrow you to do me a couple of jobs? Yes, yeah? So this is my little additional page, and that could end up being a full page by the end of the day. So the aim is anyone who's asked for assistance, we give them the assistance there. They are not left on the train, they are not met. That's what we do. So the boys and girls are running around like crazy, making sure everyone's met.
Because once the platform's open, everybody runs, you know, if it as well. I wouldn't mind, but I'm only going up for... Are you smiling? I didn't even know where I was when I came in.
Oh, so you know now, yeah? That's the old business.
Yeah.
King's Cross is the East Coast Line's largest station, and some passengers need a little help to navigate its 7,000 square metres and find the right platform.
Are we here now?
Yeah, we're there now, miss. Thank you, take care. Bye-bye.
There is not a single train or platform change at King's Cross that is not under the beady eye of the backroom boys in central control. Today, the entire East Coast network is in the hands of Duty Operations Manager Robin, a man who dreams of a quiet life.
It's boarding. That's absolutely excellent, Graham. Thank you very much for that news. He's approaching Potter's Bar as we speak.
Robin has been doing this long enough to be wary of the holiday weekend.
It's a day of heightened awareness because we know we've got more people travelling. We stretch our diagrams so we have additional trains from London to Newcastle, and we also have an additional later train from Edinburgh to London King's Cross. Obviously, on a weekend as busy as this, the objective is for it to go as smoothly as possible, and fingers crossed, hopefully it will all go according to plan.
But Robin's a seasoned pro, and he knows that the likelihood of a carefree Easter is very slim.
One of the lads took it a little bit too far. He actually grabbed her head. That isn't right. That's assault to me.
The cathedral city of York is one of the busiest stations on the East Coast Line. At the start of Easter weekend, one of the busiest weekends in the travel calendar, it's an especially popular destination. Most days you'll find guardian angel Julie helping travellers down on the platform, and when necessary on the track.
There you go. All right.
But today, Yorkshire lass Julie is nowhere to be seen. She's hidden away and revealing her more refined side.
The 1229 East Coast service to London King's Cross is at platform 5.
calling at Doncaster, Newark Northgate, Peterborough and London King's Cross. A cafe, bar and trolley service are provided for our customers in first class. A complimentary offer is available. Nobody can, even family don't realise it's me. So no, I'm quite posh on there. I have my posh voice on this. And I'll just have my rough and ready voice when I'm out on platform. This is where we can see what's coming into the station, what's going out, what's delayed, and do all the announcements from here. Customers awaiting the 12:34 East Coast service to Newcastle. This service today will depart from platform 5.
And while Julie uses that voice, everybody hears what she's got to say.
All right, bye. It was my boss, he said I was too loud, but it was a platform alteration. So if you don't shout, well, no, not shout, that's the wrong word. If I don't speak loudly, people miss it and they'll say, well, I never heard them announcements. Well, they will, they won't miss this one when I've shouted on it, will they?
Easter weekend means every soul in the station is at their post, not just whistleblowers and ticket inspectors, also some of the more specialised railway workers.
Do you want your shoes cleaning?
The strangest thing that's ever happened to me as a railway chaplain was coming back from Newcastle. There was a hen party on the train, and they actually thought I was the stripper gram. So they handcuffed me with pink fluffy handcuffs, and I travelled all the way to York, much to the amusement of the staff, I hasten to add, before they would release me, having then had a glass of champagne with them, and actually succumbing to undoing my clerical shirt to a certain degree, but proving that I actually was the railway chaplain. But it was a rather surreal experience.
When he's not stripping off his collar for confused hens on trains, railway chaplain Stephen likes to offer a full service, especially at Easter time. Today, he's offering a charity shoe polish.
There you go, you can see your face in those.
So everyone can be showing off a holiday shine.
My role is railway chaplain, and I serve all of the train companies. You can have your shoes cleaned if you've got time, you know, as well. Are you dashing? OK, thank you. It's a good time, actually, to talk to people about lots of different things, people travelling. It's quite a remarkable thing when you hear the stories of why people are travelling around Easter. Hiya. Well, I can give them a clean with a wipe if you want.
All right.
These are like shiny white things that just kind of give it a bit of a... People find it strange, actually, when they encounter the railway chaplain, because people never expect the railway to have one. And yet many other industries do, obviously hospital chaplains, prison chaplains. And actually my role is very much the same as all of those. It's a role where it supports and provides a listening ear, confidential, impartial. Oh yeah, look at that now.
Hey, that's I don't even know. That is brilliant.
Compared to that one.
I know.
Thank you, that's lovely. You're a star, thanking you.
It's afternoon at King's Cross Station, and it seems like the whole city is descending for the big Easter getaway. And they've come in all shapes and sizes.
I'm off to Newcastle from a stag do, and it's very cold.
So, despite record numbers of passengers, everything's moving smoothly, for the time being at least.
Bravo calling Lima, over.
Operations manager Graham is on the platform, trying to get his 9 tracks of trains out safely and on time.
Today we've got about 18,500 passengers on all of our services, just on the ones that are departing from King's Cross. A massive increase on what we would normally get throughout the day. So yeah, it makes us very busy today. And it's gradually got busier as the day's gone on, and the trains are going to now end up being full on departure from here.
So Graham is on high alert and poring over his train dispatch checklist.
We're just doing a pre-departure checks for make sure the train departs on time. Pre-departure checks are make sure the doors are closed, make sure there's no obstructions, that kind of thing. And hang on a minute. So it looks like we've got a problem with one of the watering points. It looks to be constantly blowing out water.
Just as a 2 p.m. to Aberdeen is good to go, Graham is hit by a splash of dodgy plumbing. Any hiccup could delay the train, causing an expensive knock-on effect across the network.
Platform number 1, this tanking point, it needs some immediate attention, Shaz. As soon as the guys lift it up, the water's spraying like across onto platform number 2 and over the overheads and everywhere. Well, as you can see, it's spraying water onto the platform, which ends up being a slip hazard for customers.
The train is ready to go, but the platform may have to be closed.
If there's not a quick fix available for the water, then we would look not to use platform 1. It provides tanking facilities for the whole train, so we would use alternative platforms. We only have 8 platforms available for use as opposed to 9.
Graham has been mopping up the problem and the train is ready for departure. His last job is to make sure doors remain firmly closed, which means not everyone who wants to travel will be allowed to board.
It is, you're too late for those, so you've just missed it. 2 seconds, I'll come back to you. Oh, no, sorry. Doors are locked up. Yeah, it's gone 2 o'clock. Right, you've got the wrong platform, so you want that one there. You want the one next door. This one? Yeah, there. Successfully done.
It's the middle of the afternoon and the crowds at King's Cross are reaching fever pitch. Every traveller seems to be competing for every seat.
Yeah, this is our first really busy train of the afternoon. We've got about 70 reserved in first class and 350 reservations in standard. With about 5 minutes to go, there's people standing in the ends of the carriages already.
It's impossible to plan for spur-of-the-moment passengers or predict how much luggage they might bring. And so every seat on the Edinburgh-bound train is full and the floor is packed to capacity. That means if passengers don't reserve or arrive early, they won't be boarding their preferred train.
Stop it, Gary. Do you have a seat reservation for it? No, it doesn't then. You would be able to, so you'll need to join the 16:30 because this one's already full. So this is our last departure to Aberdeen of the day. It's very busy, it's fully reserved. Passengers going to York and Darlington. There's other services they can use, so we ask that they use them rather than using the direct departures to Aberdeen.
It's after 6 p.m. and the end of workday. Rush hour crowds crash into an already frantic station, guaranteeing that all the day's remaining trains will be packed to the gills.
Shift in, please. Make your way in. Don't block the doors, please. Very, very busy. You can see yourself. You can see the lines.
The King's Cross team have already dispatched 61 trains today and have 14 more to go. But with more and more passengers turning up without tickets, the queues are getting longer and longer.
Any problem, you call for assistance on the machines. I will assist you, please.
It's getting fraught. Packed trains and crowded platforms. But East Coast's Easter Action Plan has so far kept everything on track. Always thinking ahead, station manager Gary is making sure that passengers will still be able to board already busy trains further down the line.
Can you make that 1819 and 1830 full and standing in both on both trains in standard accommodation?
Who are you phoning up? Control. All right. Are you? What's the first stop on this one?
Peterborough.
Right. So you're going. Do you contact?
I'll be ringing them as well.
It's full of standing for most of this. There are a couple of emptier carriages further down. He's going to phone Peterborough up, tell them where those carriages are, so we can try and marshal people into those areas. Right, time start, so I'm happy with that. And so it's great, mate. Most things have gone like clockwork, and that's largely down to the fact that the train service has been very, very good today. Very reliable.
And Monday madness comes to an end, after the staff managed to keep all the trains full and as close to time as they could.
That's it, another Monday, Thursday finished, time for home.
The East Coast team face 4 more days of Easter mayhem.
It looks like they've opened the doors now. They'll not let passengers off, you see, till they cuff them.
The East Coast train line sees 19 million passenger journeys a year, and on Easter long weekend, it feels like everyone is travelling at once. The busiest day of the year, Monday, Thursday, is out of the way. But today is Good Friday, and as another of the busiest holiday travel days of the year, it's a roller coaster all of its own. Claire is a train guard with 15 years at East Coast under her belt.
This is where the fun begins.
And she's on an early afternoon train headed out of King's Cross on its way up to Edinburgh.
Passengers booking tickets for the wrong day.
Among the Easter hordes are many less seasoned passengers who may only hit the rails once or twice a year.
Did you make a reservation, sir?
And often board the wrong train, sit in the wrong carriage, or struggle with seat reservations.
Your ticket is for standard and this is first class.
Checking tickets becomes an unpredictable business.
So, how did you come to manage to book the wrong day?
So I think that my daughter was just getting out of school and I calculated that she was coming out on the 28th and then we could leave by the 29th.
Not to worry. Right, so where are you guys going, yeah? Scarborough?
Scarborough, right.
Always busy on holidays and it never changes. The rail industry, I think, is becoming more and more popular with people travelling with all the flexible fares.
As well as enforcing ticketing, dispensing travel information and generally helping passengers, Claire also keeps an eye on the hardware. And as if she didn't have enough to deal with,
Didn't you know that was just going to happen? Watch that button.
Claire has spotted a door that won't shut. The train can't leave until it's closed, and delays on her watch are not an option.
So I'll have to watch at the next station because that can incur more delays. If it starts causing more problems, then I'll have to lock it out of use. Thanks, you're going in there, are you? Good afternoon, all tickets and rail cards ready, please.
Claire's real worry is the dodgy door, but there are still tickets to check.
Thank you very much. People are standing around sitting in the vestibules, so I didn't see any spare seats, so it's just classed as full. Most trains this morning, I think, by all accounts, leaving London. Very, very busy, as was yesterday, busy. And then all guys are going to come back. I see your ticket there, please. Ricardo, hopefully you'll get a seat sometime. When it's really, really busy, you can't really get through the whole of the train, so you're not attending to everybody's needs. Well, you can do your job, but you just feel like you're constantly chasing your tail.
Claire's train is nearing Doncaster, halfway through its 330-mile journey. And as if a jam-packed train and a mixed bag of ticket demands weren't enough to deal with, she still has to contend with the dodgy door in Coach D.
When I come to dispatch here, I'll shut the doors, and if the same thing happens again like I did at Peterborough, then I'll just have to go and run and close it, and then if it is going to continue to do that, then I'll have to lock it out. I've just realised I haven't got my company mobile yet. It's this door, this is the problem. That's why that's there. So there's obviously been a fiddle with it before. No passengers can use this door now, they just have to use the other door, and then it saves us getting delayed.
And Claire is thinking further down the line by keeping the control centre in the door repair loop.
Vehicle number 12468, and it is door A for Alpha. It's been locked out of use due to it not being able to close properly en route. Okay, thank you, bye-bye.
Claire's not the only guard struggling through a stressful Good Friday shift. Up the line, just outside of York, train guard Michael has got his hands full.
Tickets there, please. Thank you.
Trying to check the tickets of 500-plus standing room-only customers wedged into every available square foot of space.
As it is, it's still pretty much full and standing all the way through the train.
You're looking for a little bit of carpet to actually sit on because people stand and sit and you've got luggage all over the place.
Probably 90% of the people that's in the vestibules has actually got super off-peak tickets, saver tickets. It's up to them whether they take reservations or not, or ask for them. The majority of people don't, and then they just expect just to get on the train and get a seat. Unfortunately, when it comes to the Easter bank holiday, you know, chance of finding a seat is really, really difficult, you know what I mean?
Back on Clare's northbound Edinburgh train, her busiest shift of the year is coming to a close.
See, this never got me today. It has got many people, but it hasn't got my train.
As the train pulls into Newcastle station and one Clare heads home,
Later.
another Clare is taking the platform. Clare, too, has been working on the railway for just under 20 years. Tonight, she'll be dispatching all the Good Friday trains.
Oh, stand clear! Excuse me! Stand back! Honest truth, a really, really bad shift. I think it's going to be really busy with the Easter holidays and obviously hen parties and stag do's. I think we're going to get quite a lot. I do think they'll get drunk as the day goes on as well, so I think we'll get quite a lot of drunk people, and I think it'll be an interesting one.
And the first incident of the evening is calling ahead to announce itself.
Do you know what it's in connection with, Darren?
No idea, I dare see the colours, man.
All right, thanks. There's a terminating service coming from King's Cross. The police have been called to it. I've asked Darren if he knows why they're being called, but we don't know yet. I think Pamela's just away up to have a word with the police officers.
4 males who've been causing problems on the train and spat on a victim. So it looks like it's going to be assault.
The police have just gone on. Obviously, we can't do anything. It looks like they've opened the doors now. They'll not let passengers off, you see, till they cuff them or they get them under control. I've been spat on before as well, mind. I have been spat on, and it's horrendous. It's horrible. It's like a violation. It's not right. But we used to have, I don't know if they've still got the spit kits, but I got spat on when somebody was actually leaving Newcastle. So really, it was pointless. I didn't really report it, if I'm honest, because it was just.
I got
a shock.
on, but the went to spit on my face.
It's not nice.
But I turned so that actually spat in my hair.
Are you all right? Are you sure? Just checking you are all right. So did you split them up? Did you put them in different carriages?
Yeah, well, they called the alarm and then I got complaints about them. So I went through there, I gave them 2 options. I said I was going to kick them all off or they can sit in different carriages. Yeah.
Despite all the aggro, Clare loves her job and wouldn't swap it for the world.
I only came for the summer season and I'm still here 18 years later. What's going on there? Can you imagine doing anything else us now? Nah. Do you know what I love? It's not about like the job. The job's great, but it's like the people I work with as well. I just find them really funny, and I can't work in an office now. It would kill me, that, having to sit, looking at the clock. All right?
A typical Friday night on the East Coast line is always lively.
So one chap once, he'd walked into the pasty shop opposite my information point, he'd got a coffee, been told by the police needed a coffee to sort of sober up before I get on the train. He walked out of the pasty shop and tripped over an invisible step, straight on his face, coffee everywhere, and I don't think he managed to get on a train that night.
It's nightfall on Good Friday at Newcastle station, and some of the passengers look like they've been partying for a few hours already.
All right, watch your own fall, lads, all right? Stick to the side, OK?
Clare's first stag do of the evening is more like a stagger do, and a bit like herding over friendly sheep.
All right, I'll just keep you that way, just so I know you're safe. All right? Just so I know you're safe. I had to dispatch the train and he was talking away and asking how old I was and would I go on a date. So it does put you off, I'm not going to lie. It's not going to put you off. But at the end of the day, I've got a job to do. There, he's got one, look. You get, they're happy drunks, they're culpable drunks, they're chatting you up drunks, OK. but you do get some really aggressive ones that are quite scary.
Platform drama in Newcastle as Good Friday goes bad.
No! It's upset Pam. She's away now. Why treat her like that? I don't understand it.
It's been an eventful Good Friday at Newcastle Station. Customer service assistants Claire and Pam are trying to dispatch one of their final trains of the evening. But in an instant, Good Friday turns bad.
Right, go on. Yeah. Oh, now you are. Wait, seriously? No. Listen. What about? Yeah. My brother-in-law. Well, that's on camera and that could be taken away. She's not me. Go enjoy your night. Go on. I'm only 17. I'm funny.
One of the lads, I think he took it a little bit too far. One of them gave her a cuddle, and then the brother came in, but he actually grabbed her head. And to me, that isn't right. That's assault to me. I don't think anyone should be like grabbing your head. But, you know, they go too far. It's upset Pam. She's away now. I just think that's out of order. Why treat her like that? I don't understand it, and I don't think I ever will, really. And I do get annoyed about it, and I do feel like we don't get a lot of respect at times. And I think, you know, yeah, we're standing there blowing a whistle, but we're doing a job, we're getting money for our families. We're not here, we don't want any hassle. We want to get people away on trains on time. You know, we're just doing a job. We wear a uniform, but we're all human beings at the end of the day, and there's no need for that. It does annoy us, I'm not going to lie.
East Coast has hundreds of CCTV cameras on trains and platforms to help protect its staff, and it takes assaults seriously.
I reported it, but most of the time, which in that case, by the time you report it, he's left the station, so there's not a lot you can do, really. You've just got to put it to your back of the mind and get on with your job.
Sometimes I go home and I can't switch off, and I think tonight I might not switch off. I might have just a nice cup of coffee, sit down, relax, and sometimes on late it takes us a while to go to bed because I often think about what's happened during the shift.
Good Friday ends on a sour note for Claire and Pam. But elsewhere on the East Coast line, a bright and clear Easter Saturday morning brings hope for a happy reunion.
One of the things I really like about being a train driver, you're seeing people get off the train and you're seeing people run up to the people that are there meeting at the station, and you know, they run up to each other and they hug each other, and it's just wonderful because you think, actually, I've been a part of bringing these people together, and it's so nice to do.
Train journeys and romance have long travelled hand in hand, and East Coast's hundreds of miles of track see their fair share of long-distance love affairs. For Joyce, a school teacher from north of Inverness, and Steve, a postman from Barnsley, the East Coast Line ensures that even 400 miles of separation can't keep them apart.
So are you looking forward to seeing me?
It's been a few weeks since the long-distance sweethearts last saw each other. Now, on Easter Saturday, Joyce still has 2 trains and hundreds of miles to go, while Steve has a couple of hundred deliveries before catching his train to meet her.
I'm going down from Inverness to Doncaster to spend Easter with Steve and his folks.
The couple have been dating for 4 years, and their railway reunions have a special significance. A train was the stage for their very first brief encounter.
I was going down to Edinburgh for a friend's son's first communion, and I just noticed this chap opposite me, and we started chatting.
talked about anything really. Hello and have a seat that's free. And...
He said, oh, I meant to get off at Inverkeithing. And I must admit, I thought, oh, that's a shame.
There was an older gentleman struggling into a coach, and by the time he'd sat down to clear the gangway, it was too late because the train doors were shut. And I went, ah, panic.
And the next thing, people in the carriage were saying, oh, he's missed his stop, he's missed his stop. And I said, oh, it's nothing to do with me, I don't know him. To which the whole carriage just burst out laughing because it was obvious we'd been chatting, you know, all the way down. When we got to Edinburgh, he handed me a little card with his contact details on, and he said, if there's ever anything I can do for you, or anything I can do to help you, just let me know. And I just thought that was so sweet.
Well, it worked out very well, didn't it? It was one of those chance meetings to start with, and it just got better.
How are you? What's your bag? You're late.
You've always been out of trouble.
I dropped the bunny.
Oh, you never dropped the bunny?
I did. I dropped the bunny.
Thank you.
Oh. You're embarrassing me.
Good.
It's finally Easter Monday. Families have been visited, adventures have been had, and a heroic amount of chocolate has been consumed. Now it's time for tens of thousands of long weekend travellers to board an East Coast train and head for home.
That's lovely. Thank you very much. Do you have the ticket that goes with it as well, please? Lovely. Excellent.
Train guard Claire is on a London-bound afternoon express and is overseeing a very different kind of holiday crowd than she encountered on Good Friday.
It's very busy, yeah. But everybody's in a quiet mode today because they've probably been burning a candle at both ends.
In a quiet moment that express trains sometimes allow, Claire makes some light refreshments for the man in the driving seat.
Splits the journey up a bit for them. There's 3 hours in the seat just staring out the window. And especially how we don't stop anyway. Just get breaks it up for them a bit. Just put some biscuits and little goodies in there for them. There's a cup of tea for you. And some biscuits. All right? Okay. I'll see you later on. Take care.
Out on the platform at Newcastle, train guard Adrian is going to be looking after one of the last services of the Marathon Easter weekend, and he's got a special reason for looking forward to getting home.
Yeah, getting home tonight's going to be a late one. By the time we get home, it'll be 11:30, so it's getting back again for the missus, because we've only got 3 weeks left now before she's due to give birth to our fourth, so there's little disruption between here and London, the better for me, so I can get straight back. Feels like it could be any day. Hoping that baby will arrive on a day off, not when I'm in Newcastle, waiting to go back on a train hundreds of miles away. Here she comes. Let's have a look. So hopefully it's not too busy inside. Thank you, good evening, thank you. That's great, there we are, thank you very much. Cheers. There we are, thank you very much. Sorry guys, can I squeeze through there please? Thank you very much. It's quite strange, although I've got, say, 284 people around, it's actually quite a quiet train really. Everyone's very quiet, happy sat doing their own thing. So it's quite a subdued train. Must have been a busy weekend for everybody. Can I make my way that way please? That's all right please, thank you. It's a big difference from a Friday night train with 400 people on there with loud and parties and balloons. And this one's just a very chilled, calm, mellow train. Love it, yeah. Thank you, cheers.
Adrian always wears his Guards uniform with pride, but you'll never believe what lies beneath.
I've got a few tattoos. On my arm, I've got my daughter's name. She's Willow May. She's 3 years old now. And my eldest daughter, she's going to be 9 in a few weeks. So I've got some flowers and some bits there for my girls. And then on the other arm, I've got my son's name, which is a bit more bare. I've got my son's name written down there because he's going to be 11 in August. I've got space there because for my newborn when she's born. So it'll be violet along there, maybe in violet, maybe also flowers. I think 4 will be enough. Yeah, I will otherwise end up covered in names. Like a dictionary or a name book. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on the approach to London King's Cross. My third, she was born 2 weeks early. So we're heading into that kind of zone now. We've got 18 days to go till this one's due. But that is me done for the night now.
The long Easter weekend is over for another year. The great British love affair with train travel is as old as the railways themselves. From the beating heart of London's metropolis to the majesty of the Scottish Highlands. Connecting coast and countryside with our great cities, the East Coast Line has it all.
Disregard that, it's a glitch.
But it's the people who give life to this railway.
I trust you.
British public are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
The East Coast Line carries 19 million passengers a year on 155 train journeys a day, along almost 1,000 miles of track. East Coast is the largest operator on the line. It runs trains, manages stations, and employs nearly 3,000 staff.
Oh, you do it all day. I'm not playing with you while you're showing off.
The East Coast workforce toils tirelessly.
Mandy bags, please.
From driving trains...
Look at this office window. Fantastic.
...to making breakfasts...
I've cooked that much bacon over the years, surprised I haven't turned into a pig.
...to controlling the whole train set.
Morning. That's absolutely excellent, Graham. Thank you very much for that news.
Keeping everything on track behind the scenes and in public.
I've been standing here for half an hour.
These are the real heroes of the railway. The beating heart of the East Coast network is its fleet of trains. East Coast boasts 41 engines in total. Each one is a key part of the team, but some have been afforded celebrity status. The Flying Scotsman, the Battle of Britain, and Skyfall are among the famous names on the line. And there's also a sporting superstar. Meet the Sir Bobby Robson. On a typical working day, the Sir Bobby Robson carries over 1,000 passengers and covers over 1,000 miles on return trips between London and Edinburgh.
So you think he's not on this train? You think he's got a ticket for this train and he's maybe missed it?
Tell him he can't claim it back.
Sausages. Lovely.
Nearly all of the East Coast onboard staff regularly find themselves working on this train.
Oh, with bacon.
Smells like burnt bacon in here, like that.
Does it? Oh, no, why?
As it travels the length of Britain.
My biggest hero was Sir Bobby Robson. He used to travel on the route quite a bit, and he was always a pleasure to have on board, him and his wife. And obviously, with it being an avid Newcastle supporter, to have him, to meet him in person on the train was just a dream come true. He was such an iconic person. They named a locomotive, I think that was after he had passed away. So I like that when I see that one going around, because it does fetch a smile to my face to see the one with Bobby Robson's name on it.
It's 5 a.m. and the start of another typical working day for the Sir Bobby Robson begins at the Bounds Green Maintenance Depot in North London. Over the course of the day, almost 60 East Coast staff will work on board this train, and first up today is driver Colin. He will deliver the Sir Bobby Robson to King's Cross, where his daily duties will begin.
I met Sir Bobby Robson when I was a driver at Ipswich. He was on a platform with his wife, and he asked me if the train that was approaching the platform was the London train. He was a gentleman, yeah, absolutely.
The engine's first job of a grueling 21-hour working day is a return trip from London to Edinburgh.
I don't think the public have got any idea how hard the trains work. It has got a whole day's work ahead of it.
It's just after 6 a.m, an hour before departure. Sir Bobby Robson is fully stocked, ready for dispatch. The 1,000-mile journey is just the first leg of a marathon shift, which will end long after midnight. There will be 6 drivers taking control of the engine over the course of his working day, and the first of them is Graham.
Today, this train, it'll terminate at Edinburgh, it'll be cleaned and sorted for its return journey. It'll go all the way back to King's Cross on another passenger service. And again, once it terminates at King's Cross, it'll be cleaned again, and then it'll turn around again and come back to Newcastle. Once it's at Newcastle, terminate, turn around, go back to King's Cross and on passenger service, and then once it's back at King's Cross at night, it'll go out to Bounds Green, where it'll have its routine maintenance looked at.
Graham is delighted to be driving an engine named after a footballing legend.
He was a football manager. He was quite successful at Ipswich, wasn't he? He was England manager for, I think he was one of England's longest serving managers, is that right? The Geordies hold him with great affection, don't they? Of a legendary figure within the game. Sadly gone now, yeah. I think it's nice to have a name on a trail. It just makes it a little bit more interesting for the passengers and for the public.
Back in the train's tiny kitchen, Chef Chris presides over a flurry of bacon and biscuits.
I went to college, did catering, and then my brother works on the trains. He works at Peterborough Station, and he kind of got me an interview. I used to work in a big kitchen with like 8 chefs, and then I came here and I was like, wow, is this a kitchen? It's not really a kitchen. So, yeah, it took a lot of getting used to. Very different. Because you're cooking whatever they want you to do, you can't do anything yourself, you know.
Chris is also a fan of the train's famous namesake.
Yeah, it's a good idea. He was a legend, so nice man. I met him on the train. Yeah, I gave him breakfast a few years ago. He was really nice.
While Chris grills the bacon, guard Marcus is front of house punching tickets.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, can I see tickets, please? Cheers, thank you very much for that. Great, thanks a lot. I'll have reservations and tickets, yes. That's great, cheers. There you go, thanks a lot. Yeah, this is the 7 o'clock East Coast to Edinburgh. Gets into Edinburgh about 11:20. It's got the new loco on it, Sir Bobby Robson, who was recently named, his wife was there at the ceremony. It literally is only the engine at the front, the locomotive at the front of the train that's called Sir Bobby Robson, because the coaches can be taken out, interchanged. It's just the loco, yeah. It's nice in it just being a loco number. The locos used to have names on them, and unfortunately, when they got repainted and resprayed, they just removed all plates, all names, and just went back to just the loco number. It was quite a shame. Morning, can I see tickets, please? Morning. Normally passengers this time of day, they're not terribly chatty. They just want to get their head down, do a bit of work, or sleep normally. Yeah, so you don't get much response out of people at this time of the morning, unfortunately. Morning, can I see tickets, please? Cheers, thank you very much.
Just as Marcus completes his ticket check, the train reaches its first stop of the day.
Cheers, darling. Thank you very much. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, a few moments' time, if you're arriving into Peterborough, you're leaving us here, please ensure that you do have all items of personal belongings. Now I've got to run down the back. We do it from the back so we can see the train leave the whole of the platform and still see the dispatcher, and if they wanted us to stop the train, you know, we need to see them for as long as we possibly can. Right, normally I'd try and get myself to the back of the train before we even came into the station. I'll go from this one.
As the Sir Bobby Robson pulls out of Peterborough, the crew's first job is to feed the first-class passengers.
We're on the 7 o'clock from King's Cross, which is 1 Sierra 05, aka Bobby Robson. I'm the crew leader on board, and my job is to make sure that everything works together.
As those in first class tuck into their full English breakfasts, over in standard class, a group of foreign travellers have lost something important.
We've lost a colleague on the way.
Do you think they're on the train?
I hope they're on the train. Yeah, but the problem is we do this every few weeks with a group, and we always lose somebody.
Right.
So I'm always asking the train guard, can you please help me out, and have you seen him?
I don't know, because I don't know what he looks like.
I can show you a picture of him.
He's a lawyer.
Go on then.
Yeah. He's a lawyer.
Right.
Yeah, but it's not too obvious he's a lawyer. Is he okay on the next train then?
I don't know. So you think he's not on this train? You think he's got a ticket for this train and he's maybe missed it?
I think he missed it.
Missing the appointed train could prove to be a costly mistake.
Train travel is quite expensive now. So, you know, if somebody's travelling on a wrong train by half an hour, I'm sort of coming along and saying, well, I'm really sorry that you've already spent £50 to £100. You now owe me £100 or more, in some cases. It's not a very nice job at times. No. I can't remember, sorry.
As Marcus gets busy checking the Peterborough passengers' tickets, he finds himself sounding a bit like a broken record.
Thank you very much. We've got your reservation there as well, sir. So we've got your reservation over there, sir. Oh, those are the 2 reservations. There's 2 tickets as well, sorry. That's the reservation, mate. There's another bit as well, actually. That's your ticket. There's another bit that's the reservation. That's the reservation. Keep going. Do you have your ticket? Do you have your reservation? It is the most common phrase said. Since they brought these advance tickets out a few years ago, and it was up 2 separate tickets, multi-piece tickets, you ask any guard and he will tell you the same thing. They are a bit of a nightmare, and they make the whole process a bit longer for us because a lot of people, unfortunately, don't read what's on the ticket in front of them.
It's chaos in the kitchen, courtesy of East Coast dynamic duo Mark and Karen.
Oh, with bacon.
There's like burnt bacon in here, like that.
Is it? Oh, no, why?
Mark always burns the bacon.
Named after the legendary England manager, the Sir Bobby Robson engine is heading north towards York. And this morning, it's not only Sir Bobby that's been remembered. East Coast Railway chaplain Stephen is overseeing a special dedication service.
We are blessing a brand new bench which has been very kindly donated in memory of the West Yorkshire Regiment. And so we're blessing it with the regimental chaplain, and then they're going on to a service in York Minster.
May this bench serve to remind all who sit and take their rest of the work of those who serve their Queen in the Yorkshire Regiment. May they find this place of temporary rest bring a moment of solace and peace on the journey of life.
And may the blessing of God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit be with us all this day and forevermore. It's really important to have things like this because actually in Remembrance Week we use the benches as a focal point when we place the poppy wreaths in remembrance of the staff when we do the services. So yeah, so that's really good.
With the bench respectfully unveiled, the assembled clergy want to give it a go.
Yeah, we want one sat down on the bench.
Yeah, why not? We've done some work this morning, so why shouldn't we sit down on rest? Actually, we're not doing it for you. We're just doing it for
We're just doing it for us. Yeah, we just wanted to sit on it.
Leaving York behind, the Sir Bobby Robson speeds up the East Coast line. At the controls is driver Graham.
I've actually been a train driver for just over 8 years now. So my dad, he's a train driver. He doesn't work for this company, he works for a freight company. But I've always been interested in it, and I always saw something I fancied doing. And well, I think it's a bit of both, isn't it? Your dad's a train driver, so that's what you see him doing day in, day out, and of course you get an interest because that's his job. I've always said, you know, it's the best job on the railway. I mean, other people might disagree, but you know, it's I get to come to work every day and drive a train, which I think a lot of people would like to do.
The train speeds through County Durham towards Newcastle, Sir Bobby Robson's spiritual home.
Don't laugh at my gloves.
And Chef Chris cleans the kitchen in preparation for the next shift.
That's me done. And get on the next train on the way back.
Anyway, no, me, don't make a liar. Who's turning me veggies upside down now?
On another service, Geordie duo Mark and Karen are gearing up for breakfast.
Oh, me bacon!
It smells like burnt bacon in here, like that.
Does it? Oh, no, I. First time.
Mark always burns the bacon.
I burnt it. I'm not going to pretend it's well done or I just burnt it, but it's because I was busy feeling them out of the basically. Because
we weren't even in it.
Yes, so if it wasn't for me.
Mark's a chef, not a CSE. All right, finish.
Anything for breakfast?
Yeah, can they have the bacon sandwich, please?
Thank you. Cheers now.
East Coast carries thousands of tourists every year, and Mark and Karen like to show their first-class guests that personal touch.
Oh, Danish? All right, Danish fish, yeah. Danish breakfast. They come around on the trolley, mate. Where you travelling to? It's Peterborough, right? The bakery basket's coming round, all right?
Are you going to Edinburgh?
Morning. Edinburgh?
The lady's going to Edinburgh.
Peterborough, eat the Danish breakfast through us. Do you want a Yugoslavian one? Do you want a Yugoslavian one?
Sorry?
Yugoslavian? French, French, right? So it's full breakfast then, yeah? No, cheers. Would you like anything for breakfast this morning?
Chef Mark is proud of his powers of communication, whatever the language barrier.
To eat? No? No food? Hold on. Do you want food? No, you don't want food. Spot on, thank you. What's happening?
I think they're going to have breakfast.
Hold on.
2 breakfasts. 2? Yes?
You see, we've been through all this. What's different? What's changed your mind?
Yeah, they like me more.
Is it? Do you think she's cooking it? Look at this, man.
I'm the chef. I'm better.
Right, do you want sausage? You like sausage? Sausage. Walls. Sausages. Walls. Two full English. 2 sausages. Well, I'll sort them out for you, fit. She never spoke, and then I said sausage. She went sausage.
No Nowhere on the East Coast Line is a Sir Bobby Robson engine more welcome than in Newcastle.
This sounds really silly. I love coming back home. I love coming back to Newcastle. And you see the Angel of the North and you know you're coming home. No matter what time of day it is, coming over the bridge and seeing the Tyne Bridge and the Swing Bridge below. And it's a nice feeling. And it sounds daft, but every now and then you look at it and I get goosebumps, you know, because I'm just very sort of proud to be a Geordie and from Newcastle.
Train now at platform 2 is East Coast Service 2, Edinburgh Waverley. This train will call it Edinburgh Waverley only.
During the course of the working day, there will be several shift changes as the Sir Bobby Robson works his way from London to Edinburgh, back to London, and then once again to Newcastle, before finally returning to London King's Cross. Phew! And on the station in the city, which will see the train 3 times in one day, are platform team Claire and Pam.
Do you need a ramp on the train? Is it easier, yeah? For getting up on the ramp, yeah? Right, we'll sort it out then, don't worry.
You can jump up, man.
Are you going to jump for us?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to jump? Bless you.
I meant you're 84-year-old jumping all over.
84? You don't look 84.
Well, I know that.
You're looking good. You're looking good. They'd been in the Navy. I liked him. You see, that's the sort of people I like. I think you've got to give them a little bit of respect. I'll get the ramp down first, gents, all right? Oh, dear me. I'll just see if I can... Just get Pam to give us a hand. Oh, don't even go there. That's never happened before in my whole career. What, 18 years? So, yeah, I don't know what happened with that. I think I just went a bit too far and I got my ramp stuck. I've got the ramp stuck.
Only Claire could do this.
Only I could do this. Got it
Right.
on.
No,
but I
you
haven't got it.
haven't.
It's too far forward. That's it, you got it.
Watch your fingers.
I just couldn't get it in the right position with that door.
Pull it forward.
Got it.
Right.
Oh
no, that'll give them a laugh, man.
Take your time, sir. All right. Never mind. These things happen.
Since leaving the depot this morning, the Sir Bobby Robson has travelled over 300 miles. After pulling out of Newcastle station, it's now heading to Edinburgh, its first terminus of the day. The 100-mile route through the Northumberland countryside and the Scottish borders to Scotland's capital city is one of the most picturesque stretches on the line.
My favourite part of the route is probably Newcastle, Edinburgh, because it's lovely. It's the only part of the East Coast route where you actually travel up the coast. Everything else is inland, you know, so you get that lovely scenery. It's nice to pass through Berwick and Allenmouth and places like that, you know, and then when you get north of Berwick, you're quite close to like the rocks, and you think, how long is the main line going to be? Maybe another 50 years with the way they say the country's corroding around the coastline, you know. You're quite close to somewhere. It's beautiful. It's absolutely awesome, that part of the world.
It's not just the view from the train which provides its passengers with memories. Today, the train's name also gives pause for thought.
And when this train drew up, we did notice it was called the Sir Bobby Robson. In fact, I pointed it out to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Which I think is rather nice.
It's going back to the old days, isn't it? Where trains all had names, or most of them did, I think.
And I noticed it was Sir Bobby Robson, the famous football manager. I think it goes back when I was a lad, and of course we had steam trains in those days. The most important ones used to have names on them, and you know, I think it's a nice touch to name a train like this. Yeah, you know, it takes you back to the years of steam.
While the Sir Bobby Robson speeds towards Edinburgh, Karen and Mark are busy serving dozens of breakfasts to tourists on their train.
Very, very busy train. Mainly a lot of leisure travellers, this one.
Hope you enjoy that this morning.
You're going to get a lot of food, because what you tend to find is a lot of the leisure travellers take full advantage of the offers and they'll eat.
Did you want a vegetarian breakfast this morning? No, full English? You were the full English, weren't you? Yeah. Now, Mark's lovely for doing the breakfast orders, but he forgets to put what coach we're in, so I don't know where this is. Vegetarian here? Yeah? Found it. You can see it. Well...
Don't worry, Karen, I've got your back.
Got 2 sausages.
Is that all right for you?
Breakfast for you.
Sausages. A picture of your sausage. That is absolutely bizarre. Your sausages. Lovely.
Oh!
Edinburgh's Waverley Station, and the Sir Bobby Robson is just over 400 miles into his mammoth 1,000-mile shift. The team has only 33 minutes for another rapid turnaround. The water needs topping up, the carriage is cleaned, and a complete set of seat reservations need to be placed before the Sir Bobby Robson is ready to head back south. At Newcastle Station, Daz rescues some living lost property.
The fish one that found on the train in a, like the proverbial bag, like the green one at the fair. To think that somebody would leave their goldfish. Nobody ever came looking for them. It's supposed to keep you tranquil, isn't it? It's supposed to, yeah. Not that I get much to look at them.
Edinburgh's Waverley Station is a grand landmark in Scotland's capital, and the East Coast Line's gateway to and from the Scottish Highlands. Today is also the beginning of a long journey home for an American music student. She's been to Scotland for a somewhat special music convention. 21-year-old Estella has been playing the harp for over 10 years. She loves enchanting strangers with his beautiful sound, and today's first-class passengers could be the perfect captive audience.
How are you all doing today? I'm sad to be leaving Scotland. I'm going back to England for a little while.
So why were you up in Scotland?
There's a harp festival happening. I play the harp, that's what I've stuck up
How
around.
interesting.
Thank you. Maybe. Maybe.
Can't win, come on.
Okay. What are your names?
I'm Fiona.
Fiona, nice to meet you. Estella.
Hello, Estella.
Yeah.
I'm Jason.
Jason, nice to meet you.
I'm
Yeah.
Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. So, I play harp, and Scotland and Ireland and, the whole of the UK really has this amazing tradition of harp music, and harps are the oldest instrument in the world.
Okay.
It was really special to come up north and visit kind of the home of the harp. Well, I can show you mine if you want. Yeah? Okay. I just tuned it this morning. You're in luck. Gonna have to kind of sit on the edge, but...
Do you mind if I take a photograph of you?
No, go for it.
Oh, lovely, thank you.
While Estella gives an impromptu performance on her southbound train, over on platform 11, the midday Edinburgh to London train is about to depart, powered by one of the East Coast's most beloved engines, the Sir Bobby Robson.
2 spinach, 2 spinaches.
The spinach from Republic Canada.
On board the Sir Bobby Robson today is a fan, but not a football fan. John is on a return trip from London, and it's the engine which sets his pulse racing.
I adore train travel. Train is the best. This is 12 o'clock, East Coast, fast train from Edinburgh, Waverley to King's Cross. We stop more going down and coming up. Coming up, it was just Peterborough, Darlington, obviously York, but that sort of thing. And we don't have a driving thing at that end. It's a driving van trailer. We've only got one engine, and that's at the other end, and it's pushing us all the way.
Oh, and don't get him started on his train tracking gadgets.
Yes, I use the GPS. Only 30 miles from Berwick-on-Tweed, and at the moment we're doing 106 miles an hour. We aren't allowed to do more than 125, but it goes up to about 126. This train can actually do 140, but the signalling is not quite adequate. But it's, oh, I love it. They're marvellous things, these. It is just purely for the fun of it. Other people play sport. I can't stand sport.
Before he had GPS, he used to use an old army compass. It used to drive me mad.
For most passengers, it's not fancy gadgets that capture the attention, it's the spectacular scenery of the northeast coast.
Allenmouth.
Your passing is beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's like when we go past there in the summertime and the sun's shining, Beth has to come and find me, or I found her, and we say Allenmouth, and then you look out the window
because the sea comes right round the houses, and the houses are all different colours, and when the sun shines on them,
it's beautiful. So we're aspiring to have a day out there, aren't we, Beth?
My favourite part of the route has to be towards Berwick and through. It is absolutely stunning, and I'm very fortunate that as the chaplain for Yorkshire and the North East, it's my bit, as it were, and I'm very, very proud of it and very protective of it as well.
Base to rail 1, David. Unfortunately, no, York don't have a seat for that one, David.
While the Sir Bobby Robson heads into Newcastle for the second time today, Information Controller Daz is dealing with lost property.
Lost property off the last Terminator. It's, a guy's phoned up, I take it it's this one, because he said he's got a bag with a shirt in it, but he never said there was an iPad in it, so I don't know if it's the same bag. I'll have to... The guy's going to phone back shortly, so when he does phone back, I'll just say to him, can you tell us if there's anything else in it? In the make of the shop.
Most lost property is eventually claimed by its owner, but the odd items have become permanent fixtures.
The fish one that found on the train in a, you know, like the proverbial bag, like the green one at the fair. One of the lads, Mickey, I think he or somebody donated the tank for her, and we just thinking. But there was, I think, it was 3 or 4 of them. There's only one, the big yellow ones, that one, the original one left. The others have died. But I mean, I think they were for over a year. And because we didn't want to be lonely, we've had another 2 goldfish, and they're coming on well. And I think somebody's had some suckerfish in there to clean the tanks and that, you know. Kind of sprouted up the last month and a bit, but to think that somebody would leave their goldfish, nobody ever came looking for them. And it's great because when if you get any kids who come in with their parents, they look with lost property, they just dart over there, make a beeline, you know. So it's great. They love the fish, and it's supposed to keep them tranquil, isn't it? It's supposed to, not that I get much to look at them. I had goldfish a few years ago, mine didn't last there. I didn't have a nice big tank like that, like, but I couldn't date me, like, green fingered and out like that. I tried tomatoes one time and they didn't last either, so I've given up now.
Back on the southbound service from Scotland, Harper's Distiller's impromptu performance in first class has given her some new fans.
So what are the colours then on the reds and blues?
So the red strings are C's, like that, and then the blue strings are F, and it just kind of goes up, C, D, E, F, G. It's always nice to feel like you're being embraced by whoever you end up sitting with, because it's such a random, you know, occurrence. Do you want to try? Anyone want to have a go?
Go on, I'll have a go.
There you go.
1, 2, 3.
Is this your station?
This is our station.
Yes, we've got to
It
go.
was so nice to meet you. It was really nice to talk to them. I think that they definitely enjoyed it. I feel really lucky that they let me pull it out and wanted to. We're so curious, you know. It's always great when people are interested in what you do, and that was an honor.
With her musical journey behind her, Estella arrives in King's Cross knowing her beautiful harp music has some new devotees. It's party time.
We've just had a good day in York on the races, but we didn't win much money.
Mrs. Sir Bobby Robson heads home.
1,322 miles in total. It's not bad for a day's work, eh?
It's almost 5 p.m. and for the second time today, one of East Coast's most iconic engines, the Sir Bobby Robson, is getting ready to leave King's Cross. Once again, the train is taking passengers north to Newcastle before heading back to London for its final journey of the day.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Osman Khatri, your train guard. A warm welcome aboard this is 1730 East Coast service to Newcastle, calling at Peterborough, Newark North Gate, York, Darlington, Durham, and due to arrive Newcastle at 2031.
For the third time today, the train has a new on-board team, including Osman, who's been working on the railways for nearly 4 decades.
Please? I've been 38 years as a guard. I love it. I enjoy when I help some passengers and they say thank you. That makes my day. This is a very expensive ticket, isn't it? Thank you. Your ticket, please? I personally work on the assumption of having a human touch when I do. Your ticket is not valid because it's super off-peak. They are not valid between 3 and 7 o'clock. So you need to upgrade this to the full fare, I'm afraid. You might need to pay another, I'll check for you how much. There is a young lady there who is, unfortunately, has child ticket and she has only £25. The ticket is £28. And I could see the tears in her eyes, so I let her go without taking the excess. And she was so pleased and happy, and she'll be now ever grateful that she traveled on East Coast. See your ticket, please. Thank you.
In the carriages, there is a change of passenger too. Gone are the afternoon tourists, replaced by rush hour commuters returning home.
Half of my train will be getting off at Peterborough, you know. Thank you indeed. You are not, definitely. Thank you. Oh.
It keeps ringing and it's some lady's phone, but we don't know whose it is.
Okay, if it rings, I'll find out. Thank you. Where did you find it, sir?
It was just left there. Can you remember what the name was?
Karina, that's right, yeah.
Karina. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Although driver Steve travels on the East Coast Line hundreds of times a year, he never tires of the view.
But it's quite interesting. When we travel passenger, like if I'm travelling with my family or even sometimes we get a job where we might take a train to York and then come back as a passenger. And you sit looking out of the window, you actually see things that you don't normally see because I'm so used to focusing that way and not sideways. Now what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to do a brake test, and this is just to confirm that all the brakes are working. So I want to make sure we've got a speed reduction and you can feel it slowing down, because we don't want the first time we test the brakes, if we can help it, to be when we're stopping at a signal, just in case there's a problem, but never had a problem.
In standard class, before Osman can file a report about the lost mobile, the phone starts to ring.
This is the telephone which has been found. It's been ringing now. Hello? Whoever you are ringing, they have lost their phone. Can you get in touch with them and tell them? Oh, it's your phone. All right, then this is the guard on this train. She got on this wrong train and she left in a hurry, leaving the phone behind. She should have been on the 1735, but she wrongly got on the 1730. I can take it to York and you can collect it from York, perhaps?
All right then. So I will give the telephone to the station staff, telling them that you will be there about around 9 o'clock to pick it up. Okay, you are welcome. Thank you. At least she's happy now. She'll get her phone back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Osman Khatri, your train guard. We shall shortly be arriving at York. When leaving the train, take all your personal belongings with you. And thank you for choosing to travel East Coast.
As the train pulls into York Station, Osman hands over the lost mobile phone to the train dispatcher for the owner to collect later.
At telephone, a passenger will come and collect it. The name is Corina, about 9 o'clock.
All right.
She left it on at King's Cross. She got on and got off.
Okay.
Huh?
No worries,
Yeah? Thank you very much.
Job done, and Osman's back on the northbound journey again.
We will. Thank you very much.
With the rush hour over, a whole new crowd of sports fans have boarded the Sir Bobby Robson at York.
Thank you, York passengers.
We've just had a good day in York on the races, but we didn't win much money. How much have you lost? £20. At least. Have you? £25. I've got to pay my ticket anyway. I've got to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Osman Khatri, your train guard. We shall shortly be arriving at Newcastle Station, our final destination.
Newcastle for the third time today. And another race against time as the staff prepares the Sir Bobby Robson for the last leg of today's marathon.
This train, Sir Bobby Robson, is now heading back on last trip of the day. This is the last train leaving Newcastle for London, and we do arrive a bit late into London.
As his shift nears its end, Osman finds time to make sure the lost phone and its owner have been successfully reunited.
Hello, yes, Corina, this is the guard. Have you received your telephone from York? You have? Oh, I'm glad that you are reunited with it. You are welcome indeed, my pleasure. Thank you indeed. Bye, bye. Yeah, the lady who lost the phone on our last trip has been now reunited with her phone, and she's very, very happy.
As the Sir Bobby Robson approaches London, the final destination of a long day, the passengers are still talking about the man himself.
Actually, I know an immense amount about him because as a probable 12 or 13-year-old lad, I stood outside the dressing room and heard some of the verbals that he gave his players. So although he quite rightly deserved himself to be a sir and was a great manager, he was also a very tough guy. That was probably part of his legacy. I mean, Ipswich doing what they did as a very small-time club and achieving what they achieved. And I think that's testament to the man as to how much of a coach and a manager and, you know, in later life as a director that he was.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your guard speaking. We are now approaching King's Cross Station, our final destination.
Bobby Robson will be going back into the depot once we finish here in London. Back to Bounds Green.
That's it, my day is over.
18 hours after delivering the engine to King's Cross, depot driver Colin once again climbs into the cab to return the Sir Bobby Robson to the engine depot in North London.
They go into Bounds Green maintenance depot, but first we've got to give it a wash. This is the CET, which is the discharge for the effluent tanks. In the good old days, they used to discharge directly onto the track, but when these were built, they had retention tanks, so that all the waste is collected and it's discharged here. Now go into the depot, and once it's in the depot, it will receive maintenance A bit of tender love and care ready for its next diagram, which I'm not too sure where that's going tomorrow. Looks like he's waiting for us, which is good news. And then what we need now is a hand signal from them. Once we get here, that'll be the end of the journey. Another day over. Nearly finished for the night, yeah? And I'll get them all ready for tomorrow. I left here this morning just before 6 o'clock. It's exactly the same spot as it left this morning, and that's 1,322 miles in total. It's not bad for a day's work, eh?